Fiesta Bowl from the Valley of the Sun. And this one goes out of bounds shy of the goal line. And so they'll bring it back out to the 35-yard line, where Syracuse will go to work. And let's take a look at the offensive set of the Orange Men. Marvin Graves, a quarterback, and he is truly a good one. We have a pair of great quarterbacks here today. He will be joined on that offense with David Walker and Al Wooten. They're the running backs. We talked about Kadri Ismail. Shelby Hill, the wide receiver. Chris Gedney is unanimous All-America tight end. That offensive line of Bull, Sharp, Reagan, Wisdom, and Adam.
I tell you what, Charlie, the field has already caused something right off the bat. That kickoff going out of bounds instead of coming out of the 20-yard line. Now they're at the 35. Excellent field position for Syracuse. Even if the field was bad, I think maybe Colorado would have been better off to kick the ball in the middle of the field.
The give is to the second back through, and that is David Walker. And he is met right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be second down and still 10. We'll look at the defense for Colorado with Renford, Holland, and Elder as the front three. Woolfolk, Biekert, Johnson, and Chad Brown, the linebackers, with Figures, Bradford, Hudson, and Davis in the secondary. And there is Leonard Renfro, number 99.
Many consider to be the leading candidate for the Outland Trophy next season.
And the pitch to David Walker, and Walker is around the corner and then upended by Chris Hudson. So they'll spot it at the 41-yard line. A gain of 6. It's going to be third down and 4.
This is the play of a veteran option quarterback. Watch how quickly Graves gets his pitch off. Chad Brown comes down the line. He gets it away right quickly, enabling Walker to get to the outside and get 6 yards. Good job by Graves by reading the outside backer.
Third down and 4. Opening drive of the ball game. Syracuse, Colorado.
Pretty impressive group of people that Walker is behind there in that rushing list for Syracuse. Names like Joe Morris, Larry Zonka.
Graves from the shotgun. And it is incomplete to Shelby Hill. It'll be fourth down and 4, 3 and out for Syracuse. Deion Figures had the coverage for Colorado, and he will be the return man.
A little bit underthrown on the part of Graves, trying to get himself established. Actually, again, reiterating the point that I made earlier, Syracuse a lot better off now punting from their own 41 as opposed to the 20. But they have to kick to a dangerous character, a man who does not like to be referred to as Neon Deion.
He prefers 7. as in 7 figures his NFL contract of the future. I like that thinking, you know. Hey, here's Pat O'Neill. Carrying a 42.3-yard kicking average. Under the circumstances, not that bad. And it will go out of bounds around the 20-yard line. 39 yards on the kick. And the Colorado Buffaloes will move on offense for the first time, led by their quarterback, Cordell Stewart.
You notice that was a Colorado single-season record. That's a man who really, if you total up his playing time, only played about a total of 6 games.
James Hill will be the tailback. Westbrook, Cunningham, Johnson, and then the tight end is Christian Fourier. And that offensive line of Westmore, Stoltenberg, Hammond, and Jim Hansen, who is a Rhodes Scholar. And quite a story involved there. Colorado, first time on offense, their own 20-yard line. And they open on the ground. They do want to establish the running game. James Hill is the ball carrier. And we'll look at that defense with Ernie Brown, Kevin Mitchell, and James Spencer. Hawkins, Conley, Young, and JoJo Wood. Dwayne Joseph and Usman Bari on the corners. Tony Jones and Bob Grosvenor at safeties. So mark it at the 25-yard line. And it's second down and 5 for Colorado. Cordell Stewart, 6'3", a 205-pound sophomore from Marrero, Louisiana. And he comes to the near side. The pass is complete to Fourier, his tight end. Grosvenor with the tackle.
Fourier with 33 catches like this year was actually one of the more forgotten members, but a major contributor. He goes in motion here. The receivers come up and they clear out for him, and he's just completely open in the flat. Nice hands catch here by number 86, who was awarded the Derek Singleton Award for most hustle. See right there, lowering the head. When we talked to him, I said, you know, you got Chris Gedney on the other side of the All-American. Are you going to try and outplay him? And he says, nah, it's not part of it.
We'll go back to that award in just a moment. That was a gain of 16, first down, and it is incomplete. Now, before we give you the Fourier story, let's go to New York and Jim Lampley for an update.
All right, Charlie, from Orlando, let's take a peek at a 34-yard run by Garrison Hurst, whose 165-yard 2 TD performance powered Georgia's 21-14 win over Ohio State in the Florida Citrus Bowl. Ohio State coach John Cooper now 0-4 in bowl games at Ohio State. He had an Arizona State team that won the Rose Bowl. By next Thursday, we'll know if Hurst plans to come back for his senior year. Charlie?
All right, Jim, here, no score. Syracuse and Colorado. Colorado buffs their first opportunity in offense. 2nd and 10 from the 41. And there is pressure and the sack. And Kevin Mitchell gets the sack. And he is the man that Colorado was worried about.
Well, the thing they talked about, the problem is that he's just so quick. Number 50, 6'1", 240 pounds. He's double teamed. He breaks through the double team. What an outstanding job. He reminds me a lot, Charlie, of an old teammate I used to have, a tremendous undersized nose guard by the name of Reggie Kinlaw. Kevin Mitchell surprisingly led the team in sacks this year with 5.5.
So it is 3rd down and 16 for Colorado. Just over 11 and a half time remaining. We're in the first quarter. 5 in the secondary for Syracuse. Stewart to throw. He goes deep down the sideline, and it is incomplete. Michael Westbrook, the intended receiver, and Dwayne Joseph picked him up. It'll be 4th down.
Westbrook just on and up, bumps right there, and that's what he can do at 6'4½", 210 pounds. He just beats up the defensive back, but the ball is thrown too far to the sideline. That's actually a pretty good job in coverage by Dwayne Joseph, using the sideline as a boundary. Good call by the official.
So Mitch Berger will be kicking. Shelby Hill, the son of J.D. Hill, the former great receiver for Buffalo and Detroit in the NFL. Flags are down. And Shelby Hill is the return man for Syracuse.
Before the snap, full start, offense. Still 4th down.
You saw that average by Mitch Berger, 47 yards a punt. He is the 4th Colorado punter in the last 5 years to make All-American, and I suppose, you know, the easy answer to that would be the altitude, but still 47 yards a punt over the course of a season, particularly in some of the weather that they're in. That's a benchmark.
So again, Mitch Berger will be kicking to Shelby Hill. High snap, he's got it. Pretty good kick. Hill starts, leaves a couple of skid marks, drop in his tracks, literally at the 28-yard line. 42 yards on the kick, a 1-yard return, no score. Back in a moment. Score, Syracuse has the ball for the 2nd time in the ball game at their own 29-yard line. Graves gives to the first back through, and that is David Walker. And Walker is stopped by Greg Beaker.
Nice man, David Walker. A chance to talk with him at the luncheon.
Oh, yeah, but tell him about the
No,
great suit that he had on.
Just
he had this dynamite-looking suit, and you made fun of him at the luncheon. And I like the suit.
It's my story, man. Come on, let me get started. That's
sorry.
all right. Well, nah, forget it.
No, now you got to tell it.
Now my feelings are hurt.
Leonard Renfro is shaken up on the play. Now, he has been bothered by an ankle injury. In fact, when he came to talk to us, he just had come from treatment, but it was on the left ankle that he had the problem with.
Well, Colorado's got to hope that he can walk that one off, because that's 93 tackles and 10.5 sacks there that are walking off the field. And I wouldn't say that he's irreplaceable, but whoever's behind him, that's a big loss for them defensive line-wise.
And as you mentioned, he was looking forward to an outstanding game because could kind of set the scene for a possible Outland Trophy.
Very thoughtful individual, wasn't he? Very eloquent.
Yes. Compares football to the game of chess. We're the chessmen, the coaches are moving us around.
I didn't see the resemblance to Ian Fisher, however.
No, and I wouldn't say he was a pawn. incomplete. Ismael, the intended receiver. Ronnie Bradford had the coverage, but he had a step on it.
You could argue that Colorado has maybe the two best corners in college football. Ronnie Bradford doesn't take too much of a backseat. Look at the anticipation he has right there on that in route. Good coverage by Bradford and good anticipation. Heads up there knowing which way Ismael is going to go.
3rd down and 7.
You don't see the kind of man-for-man coverage that Colorado does terribly often, but what that affords them the luxury of doing is blitzing more because they have great cornerbacks. Most collegiate programs settle into a zone coverage and hope that people up front can go get them.
Marvin Graves from the shotgun. Has good protection over the middle. The pass is complete to Ismael. He is dropped immediately and may be a yard shy or half a yard short of the first down.
Once again, it depends on how generous the spot is, but I believe you're right. I just saw the official go up with a fist, so that means 4th down.
4th down, about half a yard to go. Now Syracuse may go for it. No, here comes the kicker, Pat O'Neill.
Well, it'll give them a chance to think about it as they bring in the chains, but it's too early in the game, and I think that man right there, Coach Pasqualoni, is going to be content to kick it away and let his defense do what they did the first series.
When they see this field, but now they're going to go for it. They make the chain.
I thought it was very entertaining. Chris Adamczyk was the one who, their lineman, who goes, no, look at this. It's only a foot. Let's go.
And so Syracuse with the first major gamble of the ballgame.
Or are they going to try to draw him offside? That's always the debate.
And they operate with a full house backfield. And the give is to the first back through. That's Al Wooten. And he is going to pick up the first down. Chad Brown makes the tackle.
Straight up field, give them the idea that they're going to go with the option. Graves with the spin, right up field. Good blocking on the part there. Good block by the tight end Eric Chenoweth. And the left side caves down that side of the line. Pasqualoni has that attitude of, hey, no problem.
And it's a first down for Syracuse at their own 41-yard line. No score in the ballgame. Graves with a fake, and then he gives to David Walker, and now you can finish your David Walker story that you were talking about. No, before we have that, we'll go down to Beasley Reese. Beasley?
Charlie, Leonard Renfro is about to re-enter the game. What they did was reinforce the right ankle that was already injured. I spoke to Leonard. He said he twisted it in the dirt, in this sand and dirt. That's the reason for the injury, but he's ready to go back in. Charlie?
And that, of course, is good news for Colorado fans. For Syracuse, it's 2nd down and 5 at their own 46-yard line. The option and then the pick. And it is David Walker, and he will pick up the first down. Beekert with the tackle.
Once again, Marvin Graves is the man that makes this play. Watch number 5 take it out. He takes a shot from Chad Brown. Take a look at the hit he's going to take right here. Just gets the ball off. Walker cutting upfield. That's a good job by Graves. Finish that Walker story. Going to get a chance to talk with him. Young man from Rochester said that his aspiration was to finish his degree in PE, and he wanted to be a high school coach. But as you mentioned, you know, that beautiful purple suit that he had was courtesy of his mother. And naturally, I had to make a little bit of fun of it.
He let you know immediately, didn't he? Stepping back and going deep, and it is over the head of Qadry Ismail. And he was behind the secondary. He got a couple of steps on Chris Hudson.
And the minute he threw it, Marvin Graves dropped to his knees and knew that he'd thrown it too far. Very disappointing. Play action to the other side. Bradford makes it look like it's a block, and he shouldn't have bought into that. Bradford should know better. He has help to the inside, but that 4-3 speed's a little bit too much, and I'm sure that's one that Graves wishes he had back. Take a look at the reaction. He knows as soon as he threw it, he goes, oh, no, that's just too far. Takes a shot.
When we talked with Marvin Graves, we asked him about the defensive coverage at Colorado. He says, you know, they've got a lot of funky coverage. That was a good football terminology.
Interesting. I don't recall any defensive coordinator ever uses the word funky.
And Graves cuts upfield, and he's going to pick up the first down inside the 35 to the 34-yard line of Colorado. Gain of 12 and the first down.
Well, this is the staple of the Syracuse offense, and I'm surprised that Colorado is having such a problem with it. This is what they do. This is their offense. Make the fullback come outside. Graves waiting to the last minute, cuts back to the inside, and there's nobody there. The secondary has to come up and make the hit, but not before there's a big first down.
That was Ted Johnson who overran him. He cut back inside. First down at the 34-yard line of the Buffaloes. 7:53 and counting. Time remaining. First quarter, we have no score. Syracuse on offense for the second time in the ball game. Colorado has been on offense one time. And Graves falls down. And they'll lose about 3 on the play. Biekert was right there. Biekert, number 19 for the Buffaloes, a semifinalist for the Butkus Award.
And justifiably so, over 130 tackles, 12 tackles a game from the inside backer position, playing very well. Marvin Graves having a hard time with the footing. Watch him come out, but this is one of the times I think that Colorado had made the adjustment. They had it red. Look at all the black shirts there.
Remember what Biekert told us? He said, I like this kind of field. I like it to be muddy and messy. He said, that's the way I like to play football.
Well, that's because he's not one of the faster guys. He slows down everybody.
Here's David Walker. Then he goes out of bounds. And he's going to go out around the 33-yard line, so he'll pick up 3. It'll be 3rd down and 9 for Syracuse. Dwayne Davis was there for Colorado.
Walker having a pretty good first quarter. His numbers are up here. Running well. 5'9", 210-pounder. All-American for the Syracuse Orangemen is their tight end, Chris Gedney, number 84, known more for his pass-catching ability, but that's a nice block there. Actually got 2 guys enabling Walker to get to the outside.
This is the 11th play of this drive that started back at the 29-yard line. 3rd down and 9. Graves from the shotgun. Johnson comes across in motion. Good protection, steps forward, throws passes complete at the 30-yard line to Johnson, and he is dropped immediately by Ronnie Bradford.
Now this presents a very interesting situation. We'll be looking at about a 47-yard field goal. Where is the ball going to be? Now he caught on the hash, but they moved it back to the middle. Take a look at around the 47 where the kicker is. Take a look at the grass and how difficult that's going to be. We remind you that the last professional game that was here, Phoenix versus Tampa Bay, these were pros now. They had 6 combined missed field goals in that game.
And this is a 46 yards officially. Will it make it? Yes, it does. From 46 yards away. Bad footing and all. And Syracuse leads 3-0.
Oh, yes. Okay.
John Biscup with a 46-yard field goal.
Pretty impressive list of names on there.
Yes, it is. And the kickoff by Pat O'Neill, and it'll be a touchback. We'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. There's a flag down. Gordon Reese is the referee.
Offside. Receiving team. Penalty is declined.
So Colorado will have the ball at the 20-yard line. When we come back, Syracuse has the lead, 3-0. Colorado with the ball for the second time on offense. James Hill. And he's going to pick up a yard. We've talked about the field condition. Let's go back to the field goal attempt.
Take a look at Kevin Mason's hold, too. Look at all the dirt around, and take a look at as the ball ends up right here. The laces will be facing towards you. And ideally, the holder wants to get the laces facing towards the goalpost. Look at all the dirt that comes up. And despite all of those negative variables, Biscup still gets it through the uprights.
Second down and 9. Doug Womack comes into the secondary for Syracuse. He's the nickelback. Stewart to throw. The pass is complete to Westbrook. And now let's go to New York and Jim Lampley for an update.
Charlie, in Miami, Stanford has its first 10-win season in 52 years. This 40-yard touchdown pass from Steve Stenstrom, the all-purpose superstar Glenn Milburn closing out the scoring in a 24-3 Stanford victory over Penn State that leaves Joe Paterno's team 7-5 on the year, 0-4 against teams that went to bowl games this year. Charlie?
Gee, not a bad first year.
For the
coach,
genius. He is.
Maybe
He's the genius.
Maybe he is a genius. Okay.
Well, congratulations, you are.
10 games in 52 years.
Oh, yeah.
That really is impressive.
James Hill, the ball carrier. And he is going to be stopped around the 32.
You know, Colorado's given lip service to the running attack, but right now that it doesn't look terribly effective. They're just running on first down for 1 or 2 yards, and then they have to get to the air again.
And you know, Bill McCartney, he said, I do want to establish the running. We talk about it. We are going to establish. When we talked with the Syracuse, they expected them to run the ball. But they've been stuffing the run. They're going to have to throw.
Well, and I think as you watch that last play there to Westbrook prior to the run, that looks like an opportunity that they have to utilize as often as they care to.
Pressure up the middle, knocked away. Good defensive play by Ernie Brown. 6'2", 260-pound junior from Pittsburgh. It'll be 3rd down and 9.
It's the inexperience of the quarterback there, Cordell Stewart. They come with an inside. They come with a little bit of a blitz. He breaks through the double team. He hesitated. He wanted to wait a little bit longer to throw that screen, but the rush on the part of Brown made him throw it sooner than he wanted to, and he threw it right into his hands, and he was lucky to get that one back. Reminiscent a little bit, remember Super Bowl 17 when that pop fly came up, Bo Camper and Theismann? Stewart being heads up enough to make sure that ball hits the ground.
3rd down and long. Cordell Stewart, the quarterback for Colorado. And he is back to throw. Has pressure up the middle again, fires, and it is incomplete. But again, there was pressure right up the middle. Ray Caruth, the intended receiver. Bryce Bevel had the coverage in the secondary for Syracuse.
Charlie, there was pressure, but that was a very catchable ball. Delayed blitz on the part of Syracuse. You're going to see Tony Jones, defensive back, coming in from his safety position, and Caruth just couldn't quite come up with that one. Still, that was a catchable ball.
So Mitch Berger will be kicking to Shelby Hill. 4:14 time remaining, first quarter. Low snap, digs it out. It's a pretty good kick away. Hill drops it, kicks it. He's back to the 4-yard line. And he will be down at the 11. John Knutson was there for the Colorado Buffaloes. Syracuse leads 3-0. Back in a moment.
It's almost as if someone once said, just in case people like sunshine and water, we'd better make Florida. And we'd better make miles of beautiful beaches and places like St. Augustine and Key West, just in case people want to go to them. There are over 4 million miles of roads in Alamo territory, all across America. And nationwide, only Alamo gives you all those miles for free, including the ones that run through a state that's named after sunshine.
Excellent movies this season. Just you wait.
The quotes are in on the all-new Geo Prism. A look that easily surpasses Honda's best efforts to date. A handsomely styled, roomy, refined sedan. Inexpensive only on the bottom line. But the most impressive quote of all may be the one you get from your Chevrolet Geo dealer.
January 24th, the NBA Game of the Week returns to NBC. First, Michael Jordan, the greatest superstar in all of sports, visits Mr. Robinson's neighborhood as the Bulls face the Spurs. Then it's a rematch of last year's Western Conference Finals as the even stronger Jazz host the Trailblazers. An NBA doubleheader, January 24th.
Syracuse leading 3-0 on John Biscuit's 46-yard field goal. And the Orangemen have a first down at their own 11-yard line. The give is to the fullback, Al Wooten, who's the first back through. And he is stopped by Greg Biekert. Aerial camera facilities furnished by the Metropolitan Life Insurance Company. And we're looking, and there's the man, Snoopy. And Dan Reeves, former head coach of the Broncos. You the dog, Dad. You the dog.
You the dog.
You're still the dog. All right. Second down and 9. And this time it's a second back through, and that's Terry Richardson of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Biekert again with the tackle. Boy, Greg has been a very busy man on defense.
Well, again, that's the reason why he's averaged over 12 tackles a game. Number 19, 6'4", 230 pounds. Another one of those guys on the collegiate level that you wonder how it's going to translate to the professional level. You know, good inside backer. Concerned a little bit about his speed and pass covering ability, but he's a sharp guy.
What's his average?
12 tackles a game.
He already has 6 in this ballgame. Third down and 8. Graves to throw. Again, good protection. Comes back over the middle. The pass is complete to Kerry Farrell. And it will be a first down. Ronnie Bradford with the tackle.
Farrell just runs across the middle and settles down. One of the few times you find Colorado in the zone. You see Ronnie Bradford pointing to him, just settles down in the dead spot, and his head's up enough there to avoid Biekert and cut up the field for the first down. Marvin Graves letting everybody know, not waiting for the official. Yeah, that's a first down.
Marvin, a finalist in the Davey O'Brien Award this year. That goes to the top collegiate quarterback. He was in the final 3. And he calls for a timeout.
A little bit confused there. He had Gedney in motion trying to isolate him on Chad Brown to the outside, but once he went out there, Graves was a little confused as to what the play was. So as a result, he calls the timeout.
We have 2:01 left to go in the first period. Let's go to New York and Jim Lampley.
All right, thank you very much, Charlie. We have just learned from an unimpeachable source at the University of Southern California that it is true that head football coach Larry Smith is resigning from that job today. So USC now finds itself in the market both for a new athletic director and a head football coach. And earlier report on another network, incidentally, that the Pat Hayden-led search committee impaneled to look for an athletic director will now expand its duties to encompass the head football coach as well. That is not correct. That's not the process by which USC will look for its new football coach. The details of Smith's departure from the university are still being worked out. Obviously, this was precipitated by the dismal record of the past 2 years at USC, and most particularly the 24-7 loss in the Freedom Bowl in Anaheim Tuesday night to Fresno State, a loss which embittered USC alumni and boosters and turned them against Smith once and for all. So once again, just to finalize it, it is absolutely correct that Larry Smith is resigning from his job as USC head football coach today, and the University of Southern California will be looking soon for both a new athletic director to succeed Mike McGee and a brand new head football coach. Charlie?
But involved in all of that, do not forget the great job that Fresno State did in that bowl game by defeating USC. Fresno State, an excellent football team, and they really played well. They deserve the victory. And here is Graves. He's going to lose a yard on the play. Let's go down to Beasley. He's on the Colorado side.
Thanks a lot, Charlie. Now, I'm holding Leonard Renfro's helmet, and Todd, you know that that's a bad sign. He's out for the rest of the half. He's standing with a group of his friends now on the sideline watching the game. He told me that he's out for the rest of this half. He hopes to go in, get it retaped, maybe a little treatment, and try to get back in it. Back to you.
A man whose idol is Cortez Kennedy.
Well, I don't understand what, Beasley and Charlie, if indeed that's the case that he's done for the rest of this half, then why doesn't he go in now and get the treatment? Why does he go in now and get it taped? Why is he just standing around?
Dr. Christensen once again. And the sack. Chad Brown with the sack. Chad Brown, a young man, I said to him, you have a hobby of collecting snakes. He said, it's not a hobby, it's a business. I breed snakes.
Oh, what a lovely segue for me, Charlie, because like the proverbial boa constrictor, he finds himself around the neck of Marvin Graves. He was a man that many felt was going to be an All-American heading into the season, but he broke his hand 10 days before the regular season. Really never got on track, even though he had decent numbers.
I asked him in the soft market, how is the snake business? He said, bullish. He did. I get him. Third down and 20. And here is the pitch to Richardson. And he cruises around the right side up to close to the 29-yard line. Biekert with the tackle. And it's going to be fourth down.
Inside backer Greg Biekert now with his 7th tackle alone in the first quarter. He does a good job of fighting off the blocks here and getting to the outside. Good call by Syracuse, spreading 3 people to the outside so they'd have a blocker for their running back, knowing that they're going to be in a prevent defense.
And that is the end of the first quarter with the score, Syracuse 3 and Colorado nothing. We'll be back to the IBM OS2 Fiesta Bowl in a moment.
Imagine what it's like to visit Arizona. But what's it like to live in Arizona? Well, you get the idea. Arizona, a great place to visit, an even better place to live. Call 1-800-842-8257 and find out more about Arizona and America's premier desert communities.
Hey, I'm vain. Of course I'm vain. That's why I comb my hair the way I do. I stay in shape the way I do. That's why I use Power Stick.
50% more wetness and odor fighters per stroke. Power Stick by Fabergé. Power that won't let you down.
I told you I was vain.
Why get an inferior shave when you could have the best? Why choose ordinary lubrication when you could have the richest? Why settle for average protection against razor irritation when you could have the most advanced, giving you the closest shave with less irritation? Edge Gel. Ultimate closeness. Ultimate comfort. That's the Edge.
It's never fun to eat and run, to rush and eat too fast, 'cause you know it's gonna catch up with you at last.
For acid indigestion or heartburn with headache, nothing's faster than Alka-Seltzer.
Get yourself some Alka-Seltzer and you'll feel better fast.
It couldn't have happened at a worse time for us. That's the week that we take more catalog orders on our 800 number than any other week of the year. No one can make it into work that day. AT&T saved the day for us.
We had designed their 800 service with such powerful backup features that within minutes, they were able to reroute their calls to other sites around the country. They did a full day of Christmas season business, and no one was there.
If you have a business that lives and dies by an 800 service, you go with the most reliable, and that's AT&T.
Tonight, 2 of the nation's highest-scoring teams meet in a primetime showdown. Quarterback Charlie Ward leads the explosive 4th-ranked Florida State Seminoles against the nation's #1 rushing attack, the Big 8 champion Nebraska Cornhuskers. The Federal Express Orange Bowl. More of the nation's best are on NBC tonight.
As we come back to the Valley of the Sun, Pat O'Neill of Syracuse will be kicking. Deion Figures is the return man for Colorado. Gets it away. Pretty good catch. Figures takes it at the 26-yard line. He's to the 30, a little half step to the 36-yard line. Pretty good return. 46 yards on the kick and a 10-yard return. Dwayne Davis with the key block. Chip Todd with the tackle. And coming up tonight here on NBC, be sure to stay with us. Number 4 Florida State against number 10 Nebraska in the Federal Express Orange Bowl. Don Criqui, Bob Trumpy, and John Dockery will be there. And of course, you don't want to miss all the beauty and pageantry of the Orange Bowl halftime show. Here are the statistics in the first period.
First quarter stat, take a look at the single digit there of Colorado. We mentioned that they tried to establish a running game, but now with a whole lot of luck.
And they come back again trying to establish the running game. Here's Lamont Warren. And James Spencer makes the tackle.
Well, that just bumped their total up to 3.
Yes. When do you give up the running game and just start throwing on first down?
Well,
and let the pass establish the run.
Well, in this case, obviously, the score is only 3-0. But the thing that I'm surprised is that they're not trying to do some different things. All they've done is run between the tackles.
Maybe this is the reason.
Well, certainly give credit to their defense, but you got to try something besides stepping away from center and handing off to a fullback dive between tackles. Where's their option? Where's their sweep? Where's their trap?
Now Cordell Stewart steps back under center. Has some pressure, and he goes down at the 28-yard line. James Spencer with the sack. That is the second for Syracuse.
For somebody as mobile as Cordell Stewart is supposed to be, this is a poor job of anticipating. Watch to the right of your screen. There's only going to be one guy that's going to get in, and now he has to just move a little bit to his left, and he's going to avoid the sack, but he can't do it. A lot of this is what you call that football savvy. Just move to your left here, and you're going to be able to avoid it, but he couldn't. As a result, it's a 10-yard loss.
I wonder if part of it, though, is the footing, because they're not that sure of the footing. They're not sure what he's going to do, so they're not anticipating and making any quick moves.
But you're sure if you see a jersey that's not your color that you got to do something about it.
He goes deep and is intercepted by Dwayne Joseph. Westbrook, the intended receiver. Joseph picks it off. And as Dwayne Joseph during the regular season had 2 interceptions, 1 for a touchdown.
Syracuse led the NCAA in interceptions with 24, but this is just an awful throw. It completely underthrown. Makes the safe catch in the middle of the field, now setting up at the 41-yard line. Stewart is really having an awful start here.
We'll step aside for a moment. Syracuse has the ball and the lead.
A New Year's resolution from Arizona. This year, we resolved to provide over 300 days of sunshine to provide breathtaking scenery, recreation, and cultural activities for all our visitors. And finally, we've resolved that people who live here have such a good time living that they don't even mind working. Happy New Year from Arizona and America's premier desert communities. For more information, make a resolution to call us at 1-800-842-8257.
I was born
in a small town. That's where my customers are.
Who would know better how to welcome business travelers to small towns and big towns than Holiday Inn?
It's just like the town I was born in.
Holiday Inn. Stay with someone you know who really knows you.
Trespass has been called the best pure-action movie of the year. USA Today says it's director Walter Hill's most entertaining film since 48 Hours. It's a rock-the-house thriller. Trespass, rated R. Now playing at theaters everywhere.
Compare the new 32-valve, 280 horsepower Lincoln Mark 8 to everything else. Then you'll understand why, instead of introducing it, we decided to launch it. The new Lincoln Mark 8. What a luxury car should be.
The IBM OS2 Fiesta Bowl is brought to you by Lincoln Mercury and the complete line of Lincoln luxury automobiles. By Arizona, America's premier desert communities. By the Prudential. In a changing world, one thing remains rock solid, the Prudential. And by Holiday Inn. Stay with someone you know. Call 1-800-HOLIDAY or your travel agent for reservations.
13-17, time remaining in the first half. Intercepted. Dwayne Davis down the sideline for Colorado and out of bounds inside the 10. They'll mark it at the 7-yard line. 37 yards on the return by Dwayne Davis. Back-to-back interception.
This is a heads-up play by Davis. Not just the interception, but not being fooled by the play action. They go to the right and come back to the left, and there's Davis stepping right in front of the All-American Chris Gedney, and except for Marvin Graves' speed and ability to run him down and just get him out of bounds there, he might go the distance. Gedney from the backside comes up underneath. This is not a good pass route. You got to come back to the ball a little bit. He wasn't hustling at all, and Davis nice right in front of him for the pick.
So Colorado trailing 3-0. First down and goal to go at the Syracuse 7-yard line. And Syracuse Syracuse takes a timeout. Will step aside. The Orangemen lead by 3. The Buffaloes threaten.
Introducing the 32-valve, 280 horsepower Lincoln Mark 8. And the most powerful argument we can make on its behalf. Drive everything else first. The new Lincoln Mark 8. What a luxury car should be.
Guys, you're not gonna believe this. Did you hear Mike was named a GTE Academic All-American? Everything comes easy to that guy. I'll bet he doesn't even have to study to get good grades. And he spends half his time at the pizza place.
The GTE Academic All-America team was created to honor outstanding student athletes like Mike, because we know not everyone gives them the recognition they deserve.
How many times I told my dad to see a doctor? He was stubborn. But the pain in his stomach just wouldn't go away. He had to go. You should have seen the relief on his face when the doctor said Mylanta. He said it was indigestion, and his kind of indigestion needed strong medicine.
Mylanta is strong medicine, strongly recommended. In fact, Mylanta is the antacid doctors recommend most.
My doctor said Mylanta.
Also available in tablets and new gel caps.
The world's first dynamo was invented by Werner Siemens in 1866. It began the revolution that brought electricity to everyone. That was then. This is now. The generation, distribution, and control of energy are at the heart of Siemens today, where you work, live, and play. And with 35,000 people at work nationwide, Siemens is leading the way into the next century. Siemens, precision thinking.
Jean-Claude Van Damme takes no prisoners.
There's no room.
In a world television breakout, Jean-Claude Van Damme is Lionheart, NBC Sunday.
Back-to-back turnovers, a pair of Dwaynes. First Dwayne Joseph for Syracuse, then Dwayne Davis for Colorado. The Buffaloes' first down goal to go 7-yard line of Syracuse. Lamont Warren. He has the speed in the backfield, could not get outside. This mushy field is going to nullify some advantage that he might have.
The one thing that I question here in the part of Colorado is why are they going with the one back? It's crucial here that you have that lead back, have your fullback. Because if he can get in front of you, he can negate that first tackler. In that case, there's nobody in front of him. There is no interference, and that enables Jones to come up and make the hit for relatively no gain.
Lamont Warren is the one back, 3 wide receivers. Second down, goal to go, 6-yard line. Knocked away. It'll be 3rd down and goal to go. And again, the defensive front of the Orangemen continue to dominate the ballgame.
Definitely you have to give them a lot of credit, but I have to question the play calling here of Colorado's inside the 5. What he's trying to do is he's trying to get a hook pattern on the right side of the field. 3 steps and throw, the ball's batted down. You're not giving yourself enough of a chance if you're throwing to the weak side of the field.
Cordell Stewart is only 2 of 8, 26 yards, 1 interception. Timing pass into the corner, it is incomplete. Westbrook lost his footing. Joseph had the coverage. It'll be 4th down and goal to go.
He loses his footing, but the coverage is there anyway. The ball's completely thrown out of the end zone. Good job by Joseph anticipating that they go with the jump ball with the 6'4.5" Westbrook. He was waiting on it. Ball overthrown. Excellent series for the defense of Syracuse. Very poor series for Colorado's offense.
Mitch Berger, 23-yard field goal attempt to tie it up, and it is no good. Berger misses from 23 yards away. It is Syracuse 3, Colorado nothing, with 12:16 left to go, first half.
Introducing the 32-valve, 280 horsepower Lincoln Mark 8. and the only interior that can keep up with it. Drive the new Lincoln Mark 8, but drive everything else first. The new Lincoln Mark 8, what a luxury car should be.
Hey, it may sound silly to have a Sears Lawn and Garden sale now, but that's when you get the best prices. Save $50 to $400 on mowers and tractors. Bag, mulch, or cut with his power-propelled Craftsman 5-horsepower mower. Introductory price just $288.99. An 18-horsepower Craftsman tractor with 42-inch mulching deck, just $1299.99. Sears' lowest price ever. All part of the great savings at Sears' pre-season lawn and garden sale.
You can count on me.
They go by names like Chapel Lane and Maple Street, California Highway 1, and the Great White Way. The roads we travel start out in small towns like Pottersville, and they can take you as far as bigger towns, like Pumpkin Corners. They go by places where people still stop and say hello to old friends, and make new ones. There are over 4 million miles of roads in Alamo Territory, all across America. And every day, with every car nationwide, only Alamo gives you all those miles for free, including the ones that go from sea level to the sky. The ones that take us through a country we call America, to the place we call home.
Martin Short is brilliant. Danny Glover is stellar.
Stay still.
No, go! For the first time on television. Pure Luck, NBC Monday.
This is Charlie Jones, Todd Christensen, Beasley Reese, the IBM OS2 Fiesta Bowl. Syracuse leading 3-0, and they have the ball. First down at their own 20-yard line. And the give is to the first back through, Marcus Lee, the fullback.
Just not going to get enough of a hook. It's going to fade just to the left of the goalpost there. It didn't hook it quite enough. 23-yarder. Nothing wrong with the snap or the hold. Take a look. Tobin gets it right down, laces away.
Good hold.
Right on the. It's exactly right. Berger's got no complaints with anybody but himself. Even though he's cursing himself there. Looks like he's looking at the holder, but in fact he's cursing himself, and he can't be too terribly happy right now. A wasted turnover.
Second down and 9. Graves gives to the second back, Jerry Richardson. And Richardson to the 29-yard line. So it'll be third down and 1. Dwayne Davis, who has the interception for the Buffaloes, makes the tackle.
The inexperience of number 89, Brian Dyatt, right here at the top of your screen. Watch, he's the one that's replacing Renfro. He just completely runs out of the play. And that enables the hole for Terry Richardson to cut to the right and now set up a 3rd and 1. Gedney, the tight end, doing a job on Woolfolk, forcing the secondary to come up and make the play. 1 yard short of the first down.
Full house backfield. Al Wooten, the ball carrier. And he's going to pick up the first down. He'll go to the 32-yard line. Needed 1, he got 3. Syracuse leading 3-0 on John Biscuit's 46-yard field goal that came at the 6:12 mark in the first quarter. Just a moment ago, you saw Mitch Berger miss from 23 yards away. And we have 10:48 and counting. Time remaining in the second quarter. Graves is, of course, not checking his watch to see what time it is. Just past 3:30 here in the Valley of the Sun. No, that's his play selection that he has. And again, operating with a full house back to him. Play action fake. Turns, throws back, and it is way outside. Ishmael, the intended receiver. Now let's go back down to Beasley Reese. Beasley?
Thanks a lot, Charlie. You know, Todd, earlier you wondered aloud why Leonard Renfro, if his ankle is hurt so bad, why he doesn't go in now for treatment so he could play in the second half. So apparently that was just the players' positive thinking, hoping to be back. I spoke to the top trainer, Dave Burton. He told me that Renfro is out for the rest of the game. He's simply in too much pain to be an effective football player. Back up to you.
Thank you, Beasley. Second down and 10. Syracuse at their own 32-yard line. Graves will play action fake, spins away. He's got an open field, but he decides to throw. Has a man wide open. It's Marcus Lee. And finally, brought down inside the 30-yard line by Dwayne Davis. 38 yards on the play for Syracuse.
This is what the mobile quarterback is going to do to you. Watch as he comes upfield. Has the play action fake. Now watch as he rolls to the left. You see the linebackers. What's he going to do? Is he going to run? Is he going to throw? The linebackers are looking in the backfield. Chad Brown can't get there soon enough, and that enables Lee to get wide open downfield. Tackles made, but not before he's at the 30-yard line. There's nothing like having that mobile quarterback.
First down and 10, Syracuse. Colorado 30-yard line. 10 minutes and 10 seconds, time remaining in the second quarter. And this edition of the IBM OS2 Fiesta Bowl so far dominated by the Orangemen of Syracuse. The only spark the Buffaloes have had in reality, the interception by Dwayne Davis. That gives you a look at the total offense. And that led to the missed field goal. So it's Syracuse 3, Colorado nothing. First down, Syracuse. Hill goes in motion. Graves on the option and the pitch. Richardson, the ball carrier. He's going to get about 4 on the play. Ronnie Bradford moves up and makes the tackle from defensive corner.
I tell you what, this is, you got to give credit to Graves. He just continues to give up his body on this option. Take a look at this as he starts to roll to his left. Watch the shot that he's going to take just before he pitches. Pow! That's about the 3rd or 4th time that has happened, but he does a good job of knowing exactly when to do it. He is the master of the option.
A visual reference of why they do not run the option in the pros. You can't take that kind of a beating. Second down and 6. Graves with the option again. This time he keeps. Looked back as if he wanted a delayed pitch to Richardson. Shannon Clavell, the freshman from New Orleans, makes the tackle.
Well, he shows that precious escapability. Greg Beekert, who's been making tackles all over the field, he's able to slip through the grasp of number 19. Here it is, stand-up option, comes to his left. Watch number 19, thinks he has him, but he's able to slip out. Chad Brown comes in to assist. Very close to a first down.
They're going to mark it 3rd down, less than a yard to go for the first down.
Remember, that statistic is deceiving because every time he gets sacked, that goes against his rushing yardage.
Little miscue on the snap. We've got some flags. Graves trying to just fall forward for the inches. Let's see what the markers were all about. Colorado may have been offside. Colorado offside.
Offside. Defense. 5 yards. First down.
Right there, I believe that was Brian Diet who was called for the offsides, number 89.
And so with the penalty, Syracuse moves to the Colorado 15-yard line, moving on the 8-minute mark. Time remaining in the first half. Syracuse up with a 46-yard field goal by John Biscuit. The Orangemen leading 3-0. Here is Richardson, the ball carrier. And he's got a couple of yards, and that's going to be it.
Let me make a point here regarding the fact that with Renfro out, Diet is the man who has taken his place, and that's his 3rd tackle, and he had a knockdown earlier in this series, so he has come in and done a pretty good job.
A gain of 2 to the 13-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Gedby, the tight end, goes wide to the far side. He becomes a wide receiver, so you have 3 wide receivers in effect. With Richardson, the tailback. And the pitch is to Richardson, a little behind him. He had to stop. still manages to backpedal across the 10 to the 9-yard line. Terry Richardson, the junior from Fort Lauderdale, who wears number 44, Syracuse most honored jersey. Jim Brown, Ernie Davis, and Floyd Little also wearing number 44.
Classic case of making something out of nothing. Once again, Graves takes the shot from Brown, gets rid of it, but there Buffalo's waiting. Misses one tackle there, another one there, and continues to struggle with a 360 to move upfield. And now they come up, instead of 3rd and 11, they come up 3rd and 5. Great effort by Richardson. Say that's the same jersey worn by a number of great players?
Oh, yes.
Getting a little old.
It's a game. Play action fake. Rolling right. Lots of time. Wants to throw back. Runs out of it. This is thrown up for grabs. He's throwing that one away. Let's see if they drop a flag on it. They may have blown the whistle before he threw it. That's dangerous. Should never do that.
Leading sacker Ron Wolfbark is the man who's going to get to him. 13.5 sacks on the season. He's actually out in pass coverage. At the last minute decides that he's going to get him. Clearly, if they had not blown the whistle, you're absolutely right, Charlie. That is intentional grounding.
So a 34-yard field goal attempt by John Biscup, who is hit from 46. Kevin Mason with the hold. And he's got it. So Biscup is now hit from 46 and 34, and Syracuse leads 6-0.
Imagine what it's like to visit Arizona. But what's it like to live in Arizona? Well, you get the idea. Arizona, a great place to visit, an even better place to live. Call 1-800-842-8257 and find out more about Arizona and America's premier desert communities.
Start saving $300 a month when you're 23, and you could retire a millionaire. Start at 30, and you might reach $600,000. At 40, about $200,000. Which is why you need Prudential's Financial Assessment Program. A personalized computer analysis of where you are, where you want to go, and how we can help. Because nobody plans to fail. They just fail to plan. Call Prudential Insurance now.
Compare the new 32-valve, 280 horsepower Lincoln Mark 8 to everything else. Then you'll understand why, instead of introducing it, we decided to launch it. The new Lincoln Mark 8. What a luxury car should be.
July 1992. Another memorable moment from NBC Sports.
And what a memorable moment that was. The opening ceremonies in Barcelona. Now, I'm not sure if you remember, there were 2 men to shoot the arrow. And they did not make the decision of which of the 2 was going to be the starter, you might say, until noon of that day. The reason they said is that so he wouldn't be too nervous. I think they were both nervous, but he did a great job. Fabulous move. Eric Mitchell is now the return man for Colorado. He is the fastest Buffalo player. Pat O'Neill will be kicking off. Syracuse leads it 6-0. And he sails this one into the end zone. And he will down it for the touchback as we go to New York City and Jim Lampley.
And Charlie, here's one more juicy detail in the Larry Smith story at USC. Mike McGee, as you know, has resigned his job as athletic director at USC, headed for a similar post at South Carolina. He remains in charge only until his replacement is found. But despite his lame duck status, McGee has been empowered by school president Dr. Stephen Sample to go ahead and hire a new football coach. So Mike McGee's most important job at USC will almost certainly be his last. And there's considerable speculation now, of course, about who the replacement will be. Charlie and Todd.
As we come back to the IBMS 2 Fiesta Bowl, Colorado from their own 20-yard line. James Hill, and he is going to lose a yard to the 19. So the Colorado Buffaloes still unable to get any semblance of a ground game going on a very mushy, sandy field here at Sun Devil Stadium. That scoring drive of 63 yards in 11 plays, leading to the 34-yard field goal, and the time, 6 minutes and 20 seconds. Time of possession, almost, not quite, but almost 3-1. Second and 11. Stewart back to throw. And it is incomplete. T.J. Cunningham, the intended receiver. But the freshman from Aurora, Colorado, had already broken off the pattern and headed upfield. It'll be 3rd and 11.
Miscommunication. The most frustrated man on the field right there is that man, number 10, Cordell Stewart. Great success that he had during the season, and nothing has worked for him thus far. So much so that he got rid of the visor, I noticed, that he had earlier in the game.
He is only 2 of 10 for 26 yards, and he has that one interception. 3rd down and 11. Here comes the blitz. Steps away from it, scrambles to the right. Pretty good runner, throws. Pass is complete as he gets outside of the pocket. And this may be what they have to do. Ray Carew on the receiving end. Dwayne Joseph was there, but they may have to get Stewart outside to kind of loosen up the secondary of Syracuse.
Talked earlier about the big play that Syracuse had in the drive. It was necessitated by the ability of Graves to scramble. Now Stewart shows that he can do the same thing. How close is he to the line of scrimmage? Very close there, about a yard away. Forces the linebacker to come up and meet him, and as a result, big first down for Colorado that hasn't had too many big plays yet.
And here they come with the option to the near side. James Hill. Hill out to the 50, to the 47-yard line of Syracuse. 20 yards on the play, and Colorado right back in the ballgame.
Well, we talked earlier about the frustration they'd had running the ball between the tackles. They said, well, why don't they try something outside? Well, gee, what do you know? They try something outside. Look at the difference. You notice Stewart pitched that with his right instead of his left hand. Hill cuts upfield, and everybody's scrambling around. Nice block downfield, spanking Tony Jones, enabling Hill to get 20 yards.
JoJo Wooden, the younger brother of Terry Wooden of the Seattle Seahawks, makes the tackle. First down, 47-yard line of Syracuse. Westbrook, the motion man. Little play action fake, roll right. And he wants to throw, and he does, and almost intercepted. Bryce Bevel coming up and almost picking it off. And it'll be second down and 10.
You saw Stewart motion to the receiver with his hand, come back to me. The play action took far too long. Look at how deliberate it is. And the rush there forces him to go to the outside farther than he wanted to. Good pursuit on the part of the Syracuse front four, and throwing off his wrong foot. This is what he wants. He wants the guy to come back to him. He's telling him, come back, come back. The only guy there was the Syracuse defender, Johnson. Didn't do his job.
Second down and 10. Stewart to throw. And he bounces this one. It'll be third down and 10. He is having an awful day, isn't he?
Once again, the miscommunication. He thought that Westbrook was going to turn to the outside. Instead, he turns to the inside. And there's a man who could be warming up fairly soon. Freshman Coy Detmer, not the only one, by the way, on the field with a famous older brother. We've talked about Kadre Ismail. Everybody knows that his brother is the Rocket. That's the younger brother, of course, of the 1990 Heisman winner, Ty Detmer from Brigham Young University, who have produced a number of famous alums.
Name one other.
Steve Young.
Okay. Todd Christensen. I'll say. Well said. It's open right up the middle. Ooh, pretty good fake. Cuts to the outside. Loses his footing. Gains his footing. 33-yard line. Gain of 14. Cordell Stewart looking good.
Paul Pasqualoni talked about the problem. Take a look at here what happens once he breaks contain. When you're in man-for-man coverage, that means your back is turned. And once he breaks contain, the only one there is going to be Jones, and he's the one he's going to put the move on. Look at all of this real estate. That's the result of man-for-man coverage and turning your back on the quarterback. That enables Stewart to put a little funk on Jones, cut to the outside, but the footing is just too tough for him to keep his feet. But they set up shop now at the 33, first and 10. And
we have a whistle. That stops the clock. 3:42 is the time remaining in the second quarter. Syracuse with a pair of field goals by John Biscup.
Before the snap, full start, offense. Still first down.
So even though Syracuse has, in reality, dominated the first half, Colorado is still right in the middle of this ballgame. They only trail by 6 points.
Yeah, that graphic that we saw earlier, nearly 3-1 in time of possession, 100-plus yards, and starting this drive, Colorado had only 20 total yards. But as you mentioned, only 2 field goals to show for all that statistical dominance. Now Colorado, it appears, has made some changes in the offense, going with the option, trying some different things.
And it's first down and 15. Stewart sets, throws, pass is complete as he goes to Westbrook. 31-yard line. He'll pick up 7. It'll be second down and 8.
This shows the strength of the young man. 6'4 and a half, 210. He told us he ran the 40 in 4.43. Well, who am I to say he didn't know what he was talking about? This is a big wide receiver. Reminds you a little bit of Otis Taylor, the way he shucks people off, cuts up field, takes more than one guy to get him down.
His hometown, Detroit, we asked him what it was like coming to Colorado. He said, the first thing I noticed is everybody was speaking to everybody. He said, I went home for the first time at Christmas my freshman year. I started saying hello and speaking to everybody in the neighborhood. They said, what's wrong with you? What are you doing? What's different about you? Very friendly championship bowl. James Hill, the ball carrier, and he's going to lose a couple of yards of the play.
The point that he made from that, though, that I thought interesting as well, Charlie, is he said, coming out to Boulder has made me a better person. Before I was afraid, never looked people in the eye. Now it's afforded a certain amount of social life that obviously in the inner city of Detroit he did not have.
And also, you remember I put my hand to see the size of his hands? He has long, talented fingers to grab onto that football. Looks like a pianist.
Well, because of the 3 wide receiver situation here, they've been covering him a lot of times with a strong safety, and you saw the last time an inside backer. They have to look to him more often here. He is, as we mentioned, he has been their go-to guy. 76 catches on the regular season.
Third down and 10. Pressure from the outside. He steps forward, throws. A diving reception by Charles Johnson.
Charles Johnson did something very smart there. Not just the catch, but he gets excited and jumps up immediately and drops the ball, not giving the official a chance to debate whether or not he made the catch. Just simple turn and pass a little bit. He does make a nice catch, but watch how he hurries up, leaves the ball. All right, it's exciting. Does not give them the chance to come over and go, oh, could be a little bit low, incomplete.
And a gain of 17 to the 16. And it's first down, Colorado.
First time we've heard of Charles Johnson today. Impressive statistics, averaging over 20 yards a catch heading into this game. As we mentioned, the other receiver along with Westbrook with a 1,000-yard season.
Stewart steps away.
Audible. Stewart saw the blitz coming. He wants something different.
And a penalty marker is down.
Again, the inexperience. Sophomore quarterback. He sees the defenders come up, sees that it's a blitz, steps away and try and get the audible. The play clock runs out, and that's going to cost him 5 yards.
There is no foul on the play. Timeout, Colorado, number 1.
Well, somebody must have got it in before because it looked for all intents and purposes that that was a delay of game. I didn't see Stewart make a signal, did you?
Somebody was checking the clock just in time. Michael Westbrook, what was he doing while all of this was going on?
Turns the official, now he gets timeout. That's heads up right there. That really is. Especially in this situation, a minute 21, crucial point down in the so-called red zone. That's somebody who has his head in the game. You're right.
I'll tell you, David Neal, our producer, Dick Klein, our director, and this great staff that we have here, they all got their head in the game to have that kind of shot ready for us. 1 minute and 21 seconds. That is the time remaining here in a very sunny and warm and comfortable first half, opposed to next Sunday. 2 days away. Houston-Buffalo AFC wildcard game. The good news is that's going to be a great ball game. The bad news is we're flying all night to get there. No, well, I'm looking forward to that. As soon as I get a little sleep, it'll be a lot of fun. I checked with the Weather Bureau in Buffalo. Wind chill factor, it is 9 degrees today.
Interesting point, too. You know, as I look at those 2 teams, those were the 2 favorites.
Yes.
I think for the AFC representative into the Super Bowl. And, of course, you ask yourself the question, what are they doing in a wild card game? This goes to show that the adage about on any given Sunday certainly applies. Very strange season. Very strange.
First down, Colorado. 16-yard line of Syracuse. Far side pass is complete to James Hill. What does he draw a crowd? But they will give him his progress to the 12-yard line. It'll go for 4. Second down and 6. And as you can see, we have 1 minute left to go in the first half. Syracuse leading by a pair of field goals, 6-0 over Colorado.
And the crowd is starting to get antsy because it's 50 seconds and running, and Stewart's certainly taking his time getting into the huddle.
And Colorado needs to come away with at least 3, and for the Colorado fans, hopefully 7 going into the half. James Hill is decked right at the line of scrimmage. And it'll be third down and 6.
They better call timeout here. 25 seconds in running. Well, what's the thinking here? He's looking. Finally.
So the clock is stopped now with 20 seconds left to go in the first half.
Colorado partisans on that side of the field are booing, and justifiably so. That cost them at least 45 seconds in the languid way in which Stewart was calling the last 2 plays.
Be sure to stay with us at halftime today. The Credential Update, Bowl Day 1993. Jim Lampley, your host, with scores and highlights. Preview of the Federal Express Orange Bowl. Colorado and Syracuse bands. We'll be back here for that. So don't go away this afternoon as the sun continues to shine here in Tempe, Arizona. Colorado really, that was not good use of the clock.
Yeah, that borders on the brain dead there. Again, you know, we've harped on, and I don't mean to be redundant, the inexperience of Stewart. But here, when the clock is running and there's a minute 10, you see him just standing back there. Everybody's in huddle, waiting to get the signals from the sidelines. The coaches should be cognizant of the clock and getting the signals in as quickly as possible.
Brain dead?
Well, now with 20 seconds left, they really can't afford the luxury of going for the first down, because they get the first down, sure, the clock stops, but then there'd be some 12, 11 seconds. Right now, more than likely, they have to design a play that goes into the end zone. If that doesn't happen, then they have to kick the field goal.
You do have a way with words.
That's why I get the intermediate money, Ben. But they're monosyllabic, I've learned.
Third down. So you throw into the end zone here. If you get the touchdown, fine. If not, then you go for the field goal. Stewart throws far side, going for the first down, reaching for it, but going out at the 7-yard line. Stopping the clock with 15 seconds is Christian Fourier. You talked about him earlier and the award that he won. For spirit, enthusiasm, and dedication. And when we asked him about the award ceremony, he said it was really nice, but the ceremony was snowed out.
When you saw the hole that got dug up there on the sideline, Stewart's not happy about it. He thought he had the first down. But the officials saw that the right foot hit the white chalk, and now a decision has to be made here what they're going to do.
Fourth down and 1 at the 7.
And they're going for it.
And Colorado will go for it with 15 seconds left to go in the first half. Stewart with the fake into the end zone. Touchdown. Sean Embry.
Great call. Great call. Great call by Les Steckel, the offensive people of Colorado.
And for Sean Embry, that is his first touchdown of this long season.
The younger brother of John Embry, former Colorado tight end and former Ram.
The extra point is good. Colorado leads 7-6 with 10 seconds left to go in the half.
Interesting what one play can do. Cordell Stewart, from this side, you're going to see come across the field, misdirection here, and then he comes in this direction. Embry's going to get lost across the field. 4th and 1, everybody's anticipating the run. Nice throw by Stewart. After a horrible first half, he ends on an up note, and Colorado is more than likely going to go into halftime up by a point after being totally outplayed by the Orange.
Colorado capping on 4th down, an 80-yard touchdown drive in 14 plays. And for the first time in the ballgame, the Buffaloes lead 7-6, as you see, with 10 seconds left to go in the first half.
And what a risky call on the part of Bill McCartney. 4th and 1. Boy, would he have been second-guessed if that had not been a touchdown. Why not run the ball, get the first down? Why not kick the field goal? A lot of different decisions to be made, but he went for it all there. Give that man a lot of credit. He doesn't care what people think.
And there is the 80-yard drive in 14 plays. 5:46, the time of the drive. So Mitch Berger will be kicking off. During that drive, Colorado converted on 3 third downs and the 4th down. Terry Richardson, Kadri Ismail are the return men. And a strip tight kick. This is just to force one of the upbacks to pick it up and return it. That is Brian Bacucci, who returns with now 5 seconds left to go in the first half. And Syracuse with one opportunity. Will they go with 3 wide receivers and go deep, or do you just run out the clock and go into halftime trailing by 1?
Well, since Kadri Ismail is coming to the sidelines, my guess is that they're going to be content just to kneel down.
The Colorado safeties are back at their own 25-yard line. And that's what Graves will do.
Very fickle is momentum, Charlie. Syracuse maintained it throughout the entire first half, and one play, a very courageous 4th down call on the part of Bill McCartney and the Colorado Buffaloes enable them now to be up by a point.
Let's go down to Beasley Reese.
Thanks a lot, Charlie. Coach, a great call on 4th and 1 for the touchdown.
I thought it was too. Les Steckel called it from the box, and it was definitely a play that caught him a little bit off balance because they substituted for the short yardage run.
Coach, you missed one opportunity to score on the interception, and it looked like your young quarterback let a little time go off the clock there at the end.
Yeah, he did. And but it was frustrating to run the ball down the 7-yard line with the interception and have nothing to show for it. I think we can play a lot better on offense than we've played so far.
All right, Coach. Thank you very much. Back to Charlie.
Thank you, Beasley. It is halftime. Cunningham, the freshman from Aurora, Colorado. And kicking off is Pat O'Neill from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. On the fly through the end zone.
You know what? I'm beginning to think that this is the dullest play in football, is that kickoff that goes out through the end zone.
Well, I'd like it if it carries all the way. I think it's kind of.
Well, now, wait a minute. But wouldn't you like to see a kickoff return?
Yes, I would.
All right.
You're right. No, it's a good point. Now let's check the possessions. Colorado first half possessions.
Not terribly good there. And of course, you take a look at that missed field goal. They only had 7 yards to punch it in. Syracuse with an outstanding goal line stand, but that final drive, that 80-yarder, that's the big one, that it's enabled them to be up by a point.
Colorado from their own 20-yard line, first down as they open the second half on offense, leading by 1, 7-6. And Stewart gives to Lamont Warren. And they're going to mark the ball just shy of the 30-yard line, so it will be second down and 1, a gain of 9 on the play.
Lamont Warren, the leading rusher for Colorado, coming off the left. Good job, left tackle blocking out, and good hole cutting upfield. 8 touchdowns on the season for Warren, probably the best run they've had between the tackles.
Glenn Young with the tackle. He is from Ontario, and when you asked him a couple of days ago about high school football in Canada, he said, you know, it's much different in Canada than the United States. You kind of get together, you have a lot of fun, and you play. You really don't think that you can make it into the college ranks. Here's the flea flicker going deep, but double coverage. It is incomplete. Dwayne Joseph picking up Westbrook, and it will be third down and 1.
They didn't fool Syracuse at all. Colorado set it up well, and it's a good idea, but Syracuse completely unfooled. Watch the shot that Stewart takes at the end of this play. Ooh, goodness.
That is Dan Conley who nailed it.
Little conversation there at the end from Mitchell and Stewart. See Stewart's reaction. Hey, man, come on. You don't talk to me like that. No, I got some. All right, I got something for you, too. All right. Conversations add up to nothing. Sure fun, though.
Third down. About half a yard to go for the first down. And leaning forward for the first down is Lamont Warren. And piloting the MetLife blimp for today's games, Captain Hunter Harris and Maurice Milesman as they look down the Sun Devil Stadium here in Tempe, Arizona. And you can tell a beautiful day in the Valley of the Sun. Mark the ball at the 31-yard line, first down, Colorado.
I was about to say I'd forgotten what 70 degrees felt like.
It is
good,
nice, isn't it? It really does. Well, enjoy it, because you're going to get too used to it. You're going to Buffalo at midnight tonight, baby. Here's a little fake of the draw. The pass is high, and it is intercepted. Bob Grosvenor picks it off. A young man who had 6 interceptions during the regular season.
Grosvenor's going to come off of his man to the other side of the field. Johnson runs the in route to the left. Stewart just plain doesn't see him. Draw fake, steps up in the pocket and throws downfield. Number 27 cuts across. That's his 7th interception of the season, having a great year from strong safety.
And you were talking about the talk. Grosvenor said, I don't like to talk, I just like to do it. And he did.
Not all personal computer operating systems give you your best shot. Some will do several things at once. Some don't. Chalk one up for IBM's advanced OS2. It runs a number of programs simultaneously, seamlessly, safely. Get more work done. Power up with OS2.
It has a 10-cylinder, 400-horsepower engine and seats up to 7. It hits over 1 G on a skid pad and has an available built-in child seat. Its front fenders resist dents and chips. It has 133 sound deadeners, silencers, baffles, and mufflers. And there's room in back for 49 bags of groceries. Caravan, Viper, and Intrepid. The new Dodge.
No, Hoover, not in your mouth. Hoover?
Hang up and try your call again.
Hoover, is there anything you won't put in your mouth? Here, have a potato chip instead.
Tired of those burnt, spotted, ordinary chips? Now that Lay's has created a chip so perfectly golden, nothing less will do. Today's Lay's. One taste and you'll cash in your old chips.
The IBM OS2 Fiesta Bowl is brought to you by the award-winning OS2 personal computer operating system. OS2, operate at a higher level. By Samsonite, our strengths are legendary. By Nicoderm, nicotine transdermal system. Ask your doctor about Nicoderm. And by the new Dodge, a division of the Chrysler Corporation.
Welcome back to the IBM OS2 Fiesta Bowl. Syracuse with a first down at the Colorado 48-yard line. And here is David Walker to the 43.
Take a look at the head of Cordell Stewart as take a look at where he's looking when he backpedals. He's looking completely to the left. Now you'll see number 18 coming to your screen, Jones. From this side, Grosvenor is going to come over in the zone, completely reading. Take a look at Stewart where he's looking. He's fixated on Johnson. That enables Grosvenor to come over and pick it off in the middle of the field, reading Stewart's eyes.
Second down and 5. The first back through is Al Wooten. And you may notice number 99, Leonard Renfro, is back in the lineup for the Colorado Buffaloes. He told us a couple of days ago, I pride myself on being the best. And when you play football, part of being the best is playing when you're hurt.
Well, considering that the trainer said that he was in too much pain and couldn't come back, he must have either gutted it up or done something magical.
Ball at the Colorado 40-yard line, third down and 2. From the shotgun, here's pressure, and the sack. Shannon Clavell of New Orleans with the sack.
Coach Pasqualoni told me yesterday that their strong suit is not coming up third and having to throw. Graves better off running on the move, and of course he is on the move there, but not of his own doing. Clavel in for the sack. Good job by the Colorado defense after that turnover to hold Syracuse to punting.
Third sack of the ball game for the Buffaloes. So Pat O'Neill will be kicking to Deon Figures.
Hey, stick around, Figures.
Penalty marker down. Maybe delay of game on the Orangemen.
Charlie, I know O'Neill's got a good leg.
Delay of game. Offense. Still fourth down.
You usually see teams take that if, say, they're on the opposing team's 40 or 45 to give them supposedly a better angle to kick it out, but they're on their own 45. Now that's 60 yards away. Does he have that good of a leg?
We'll find out.
I guess we will.
That, by the way, is the first penalty of the ball game against Syracuse. Again, Deon Figures, the return man.
But this also gives Figures a little bit more room. Instead of punting it into the end zone, now more than likely Figures is going to get a shot at a return.
Figures said the key to his return is to make the first man miss. He tries to do it with a hip move. There's a little hip move. First man does not miss, though. Did not work that time as Matt Greco was there for Syracuse. A little pushing and shoving. And now players running to the pile at the 14-yard line. The officials quickly separate everybody, and the flags are there. .11:01 is the time remaining here in the third quarter.
A little bit of jawing there, it seemed to me, and there were no flags.
We'll step aside for a moment. Colorado 7, Syracuse 6.
A truly sophisticated automobile can tell you a lot about itself. In the placement of its controls and switches, in their feel and ease of operation, in the information the car gives you. Every thoughtful detail of the Intrepid's instruments ensures that you'll never be in the dark. Intrepid. This changes everything.
Outlaw. Lover. Hero. Van Damme, as you've never seen him before. Nowhere to Run, rated R. At theaters January 15th.
A New Year's resolution from Arizona. This year, we resolved to provide over 300 days of sunshine to provide breathtaking scenery, recreation, and cultural activities for all our visitors. And finally, we've resolved that people who live here have such a good time living that they don't even mind working. Happy New Year from Arizona and America's premier desert communities. For more information, make a resolution to call us at 1-800-842-8257.
Starting now, your photos have the power of television. Introducing the Kodak Photo CD.
You won't believe your heart. You won't believe your eyes.
Your pictures taken with your current film and camera, transferred onto a new kind of compact disc and shown on TV. The special Photo CD player also plays audio CDs.
Your pictures have never been so powerful.
The new Kodak Photo CD system. You've got to see it.
Hexina's Rules of Dating. Number 3. Keep the conversation interesting.
Shut up. You shut up. You shut up. No, you shut up.
Hexed.
Dork.
Rated R. At theaters January 22nd.
An all-new Sunday on NBC. People in foreign countries are trying to steal from your bank account. See who protects the American dollar.
Get out of the car. Keep your hands on your head.
Based on actual cases, an all-new Secret Service. Then a powerboat out of control. The mystery of the Circle Saw. And a terrifying twister. Those videos and more. An all-new eyewitness video following Secret Service. NBC Sunday.
Colorado leading by 1. A first down at their own 15-yard line. And a flag is down at the 15. Warren has about 7 if it stands.
The referee threw the flag, so you knew it was holding.
It will go against the Buffaloes. Now let's go down to Beasley Reese. Beasley?
Thank you, Charlie. I heard you guys talking about Leonard Renfro being back in the football game, so I walked over to the head trainer here, Dave Burton, the man that told me he would not return, and asked him what happened. He said that all of his 285 pounds insisted that he would try it in the second half, and that's why he's back in there.
Beasley, wait a minute. Are you telling me that this guy wasn't going to admit to the magic of medicine? You don't think he took a shot?
Well, I'm telling you, Todd, that they didn't tell me that he took a shot.
Okay, let's bet the house. What do you think?
Well, you know, I've been there before, and there's no telling what. Like, let's just say the magic of medicine, he's back out there.
Oh, you're so magnanimous.
First down. And there is the defense of the Orangemen, led by the quickness of Kevin Mitchell as he wraps up Lamont Warren.
Not only wrapped up Lamont Warren, he just charged into the backfield, just knocked the guard down. Number 50, 6'1", 240 pounds. You think that a guy at that size you could at least be a little more physical with when you're going against 280 pounders. But look at the leverage he has underneath. Great job by Mitchell.
The ball now at the 5-yard line. It'll be second down and 20. Mitchell on the season with 5.5 sacks. Throw from the end zone. Comes to the near side to the touchdown scoring Sean Embry, and it is incomplete, and Embry is down. We have an injury timeout with 9:42 left to go. We're in the third quarter. Colorado leading Syracuse by a score of 7-6. Syracuse with a pair of field goals. Colorado with the only touchdown. Let's go back and see what happened on the play.
See how he lands. Takes a shot there in the middle of his back and lands a little bit awkwardly on his left shoulder. But
but look at the knee. Is there hyperextension of the knee when he planted the foot?
He's up in the air when he gets hit.
Oh, right there. Ooh, look at that left knee.
Left knee, you're right.
Yes. When he planted it and came down.
And that's actually what they call hyperflexed. And so you're right. That something is bothering him right now, certainly.
And with the incomplete pass, the ball at the 5-yard line. As we mentioned, this is the man who has scored the only touchdown in the ballgame, the 6'4", 240-pound junior from Inglewood, Colorado. And that touchdown, again, is the first of this season for Sean.
Certainly came at a crucial time for Colorado, who was up to that point pretty inept offensively.
Scored with 10 seconds left to go in the first half. Third down and 20. Colorado at their own 5-yard line. If you don't get anything going here, Syracuse could have excellent field position following the play. And they will rule it incomplete.
Once again, Kevin Mitchell is the man.
Oh, he is the man.
Good call by the official. His arm was going forward. Number 50 going to knife in. Look at the swim over. He beats two guys again. He beats the double team. This kid's 6'1", 240 pounds, and you've got 560 pounds worth of offensive linemen blocking him, and he's still the man to come in. Watch the left side of your screen. Number 50 plants his face mask between the 1 and the 0.
So Mitch Berger will be kicking to Shelby Hill, whose hometown is Phoenix. And Mitch, you better step forward into the orange, and you're going to be out of the end zone.
I was just about to say that. You're right. Both feet were on the white. He better know where he is.
Yes. Because if he steps back,
now he just took a run. You're right. Not a good kick, very returnable.
Taken at the 45-yard line. 5 yards return to the 40-yard line following a 40-yard kick. So Syracuse will have the ball in Colorado territory, trailing 7-6 with 9:27 left to go in the third.
Now there's a car whose air conditioner uses a refrigerant that won't harm the ozone. A car that makes extensive use of recycled materials to absorb sound and reduce vibration. And in the future, 90% of it may very well be used again. All of which makes the new Intrepid one of the few cars on the planet that actually thought about the planet. Intrepid. This changes everything.
Nicoderm, nicotine transdermal system, by prescription only.
I'd heard about the Nicoderm patch, but when it comes to something like that, I only go to one place for advice.
Nicoderm. Ask your doctor about it.
After all, who knows better?
This is my bird box, and I used a little paper, and I put some moss around the entrance.
I made a bird box, and I put a little perch on there, and on the bottom it says, wipe your feet.
These take-home nests were paid for by Phillips Petroleum.
I'm expecting doves, blue jays, and robins. I'm expecting one of those yellow and black birds.
An investment that comes with its obvious rewards.
Everybody wants a battery that goes the distance, but you never know when they're about to run out of gas. Only Duracell has the Copper Top Battery Tester, so you can be sure your batteries will keep going down the road. You can't top the Copper Top.
If you could see inside your suitcase when you travel, you'd see how Samsonite Hardside protects what's inside. Because Samsonite has a crush-resistant outer shell and a durable hardside construction that's designed to hold up over the long haul.
Daddy, did you bring me anything?
Samsonite Hardside. After all, you've got your life in there.
Coming January 10th, he created the king, then he tore him down.
They sold me out.
Elvis's Untold Story, NBC, January 10th.
Syracuse first down, Colorado 40-yard line. Kadri Ismail is wide to the far side. Johnson comes across in motion. Graves gives to the second back through, and that is David Walker. And he has about 3, and there is Kadri. Let's go down to the sideline and Beasley Reed.
Thanks a lot, Charlie. I'm here with Kadri Ismail's very high-paid cheerleader, the Rocket Ismail. You got any advice for Syracuse and your brother right now?
Well, right now, I'm just telling Kadri, Syracuse Army, continue to drive, hold on to the ball, don't make any fumbles, no turnovers, they'll be okay.
Now, when are you going to bring your show back to down here, down south?
I'll be here in a couple years.
Okay, buddy, watch the game. Charlie?
the lower 48, Beasley, is what you were talking about.
Back to down here. Easy for you to say.
Graves scrambles right, pumps, throws, and the pass is complete at the 32-yard line to the tight end, Chris Gedney.
It's the first time we've really mentioned his name today. I believe that's his first catch. The play was made, though, by the scrambling of number 5. It looks like Woolfolk has him in his sights right there, but a little inside move, and he's able to avoid him throwing across his body.
There comes Leonard Renfro.
I mean, great job there on the part of Graves to scramble out. That was...
Kadri, no, you're not open. Oh, now he is.
Oh, see, they always do that. Sure now.
Yeah.
Play's over with, 45. Relax.
They're down and short, full house backfield. And David Walker should pick up the first down. Does not quite get to the 30-yard line. Needed about 1.5 yards. Deion Figures and others for Colorado were there. The report on Sean Embry, a mild knee sprain. He will return to the ballgame. We saw that just a moment ago.
Good deal.
Now they're going to bring the chains out to make it official. They got it. And it's a first down.
Those pants. I'm tired of those zebra pants. That's just me. How about you? Get a little... No, I'm tired of those, man. Let's break out with something else. Everybody's wearing those multicolored things. I'd like something a little plainer. How about you?
Well, look who I'm talking to. Look who I'm talking to, the man with the Mickey Mouse tie. Never mind. Okay.
Oh, you don't
get it.
First down, 30-yard line. Syracuse trailing Colorado. Buffalo's lead at 7-6. Here's the pitch right side. David Walker slips the tackle down the sideline. A marker is down on the play. He picks up close to 10 yards if it stands up. will go against the Orangemen, so they'll bring it back.
The option has been very effective for Syracuse. Graves making it happen. Despite Colorado's defensive adjustments, they're still knocking off 5, 6, 7-yard chunks.
Holding. Offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Still first down.
So the officials will spot the ball at the 34-yard line.
See, that's another thing about the college game I find interesting. How many times in the pro game do we ever say 1st and 14?
It's true.
I think the answer is never.
Never. Very seldom, unless they've been sacked before. No, then it's still the second down.
Come on.
Mulling that over.
Yes.
Here's the option down the near side. And the deep. As Graves turns it inside the 15 to the 13-yard line. The marvelous one, Marvin Graves, 21 yards. Beaker with a tackle.
Graves forces Ron Woolfolk to make a choice. Watch 56 is going to come into your screen. He's going to have to make a choice. Do I go with the quarterback or I go with the pitch man? He runs to the pitch man. Graves says, okay, if that's the place you're going, here I go. And there's nobody left. The quarterback is supposed to be the defensive end or linebacker, in this case, Woolfolk's man. And he's happy about this now. He's got him going.
The ball just outside the 13-yard line of Colorado. First down. Colorado still leading 7-6. 6.5 minutes left to go, third quarter. Straight up the middle, David Walker. Syracuse's first touchdown of the ball game. David Walker from 13 yards away.
Nobody in the middle. Everybody got suckered. They anticipated option because that's been working so well. And look in the middle. Nobody's there. Everybody's running to the outside. Greg Beaker completely fooled, and that's Walker who goes in completely untouched.
And Syracuse is going to go for 2.
What do you think of the strategy?
I like it.
I would think, though, that the way people are kicking today, particularly on the Colorado side, that the extra point is far from automatic.
That's the reason they're going for the 2.
No.
They want to get a 14-7 to force him to kick for the tie or to run for the 2. Here is Walker. He's going to throw a halfback pass, and he does, and it is incomplete. So a lot of scrambling, a lot of excitement, no more points. Syracuse leads 12-7.
In 1895, Wilhelm Röntgen discovered X-rays. The following year, Siemens worked closely with him to develop its first X-ray tubes. That was then. This is now. Today, Siemens manufactures imaging technology that helps doctors save lives. And with 35,000 people nationwide, the men and women of Siemens will continue to manufacture ideas that even Professor Röntgen never dreamed of. Siemens, precision thinking.
Those smart folks at Magnavox have asked me to tell you about all their highly intelligent products in just 15 seconds. You must be joking. Impossible. No way. Don't be ridiculous. The nerve. That's it. I quit.
Magnavox. Smart. Very smart.
Intrepid. This changes everything.
With Russ Beeler's in-laws in town, he served KFC Super Value Buckets. Get 15 pieces of original recipe or a bucket full of hot wing pieces. The KFC Super Value Buckets, just $9.99 each.
We do chicken right.
What do you think happens when a butler wins the lottery?
I quit.
One problem.
We tricked you into thinking you won.
It's an all-new Fresh Prince. Then,
how are we going to entertain a 16-year-old girl? I just know this girl's going to be a beast.
an all-new Blossom. Whoa. With guest star Arsenio Hall, NBC Monday.
There is the smile of David Walker, who scored the first touchdown of the ball game for Syracuse, putting the Orangemen up by a score of 12-7. Pat O'Neill will be kicking off. Eric Mitchell, who has a legitimate in track 10.75 and 100 meters, is the return man. But of course the field here, this sandy substance, will nullify that speed, but also the leg of Pat O'Neill could well nullify it, as a pair of fours kicking off and returning. And only 36% of Pat O'Neill's kickoffs have been returned this year. He sends them into the end zone, and he does it again here. And it'll be down for the touchback. We'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. Let's go back to that two-point conversion. We talked a couple of days ago to David Walker. He says, look out for the jailbreak. Can't tell you about it, but it could be a halfback pass.
Now Marvin Graves here is going to come over here and give them the illusion that he's confused, that he's trying to audible out, and then they're going to go with the shotgun snap to David Walker. Now Colorado's not completely fooled. In fact, they have people back there. Right then, if he needed to throw it right there to the quarterback, you saw Graves wide open. They threw it a little bit too late, and that enabled Colorado to get back and get the interception.
So now Colorado, who does not have a first down in this half, will start from their own 20-yard line. 6:22 time remaining in the third, and here is the pitch with James Hill. And the Buffaloes come out running and finally are establishing a running attack.
Charlie, unlike the two-point conversion, which is something you couldn't have drawn up on the chalkboard, this is absolutely perfect. Take a look at the trap blocks coming down here, coming around, kicking this man out. This is exactly how you draw it up on the quick trap, and Walker is in, untouched for the score.
David's dad, Ike, I'm sure, is looking on. He, in his younger days, a baseball player of the New York Mets organization. Colorado with a first down at their own 36-yard line. And it is incomplete. Going to Cunningham. Grosvenor had the tight coverage on him, tried to pick off his second interception of the ball game. Here's a program note. Stay with us this afternoon, immediately following the IBM OS2 Fiesta Bowl. It'll be the Federal Express Orange Bowl with number 4 Florida State against number 10 Nebraska, and all of the beauty and pageantry of the Orange Bowl halftime. That is all coming up following the IBM OS2 Fiesta Bowl. In this half, Cordell Stewart, the quarterback for Colorado, is 0 for 5.
That makes him 8 for 23 then. He was 8 for 18 going in.
Has pressure from the backside, and he is going to be sacked. He is pulled down by Kevin Mitchell, who has been having an outstanding ball game. That is the third sack for Syracuse. Mitchell has 2 of them.
Mitchell coming from the inside. I don't know what else you can do, because every time we've watched this, they've had 2 men on him. This time Stoltenberg is no match for him. He gets help from the outside again. That's 2 guys. Still 2 guys are working on Mitchell, and he's beating both of them. Amazing.
Third down and 17. The ball now back at the 29-yard line, as the offense of Colorado in the second half struggling as it did throughout most of the first half. They did put together that 180-yard drive in 14 plays. Now he goes deep, single coverage, and it's a great reception by Michael Westbrook with a defender, Dwayne Joseph, who has an interception of the ball game draped all over it. 43 yards.
Up to this point, Michael Westbrook has really not done much. I'd anticipated that he would have had a bigger game, but as you mentioned, Charlie, Joseph actually pretty good coverage. He turns and knows he's running. Westbrook with the big body, just a little bit out there. That's a tremendous throw by Stewart. It took a perfect throw to get in it, and that's exactly what happened. Stewart may have been 8 for 23 up to that point, but once again, one big play, and the Buffs are in business now inside the 30-yard line.
Converting on third down and 17 at the Syracuse 29-yard line, first down. They go back to the ground, and there's maybe 2 yards there at max. James Hill carries. Spencer was waiting for him. It'll be second down and long.
Well, Spencer showed a lot of quickness. He came from the outside. That play just takes too long to develop. They've been very slow in their play-action movements, and the quickness of Syracuse has enabled them to stop the running game for the most part, with the exception of those 2 option plays.
So mark the ball at the 28-yard line. It'll be second down and 9. We're moving on the 4-minute mark. Time remaining in the third quarter. Syracuse in front of Colorado by a score of 12-7. incomplete. Eric Mitchell, the intended receiver.
Stewart really unhappy with himself. He almost followed Mitchell down and jumped up on top of him. He rolled out, and he had a little bit of room. He might have been able to run for the first down, but he tried to aim that ball into Mitchell.
Rice Bevel had the coverage for the Orangemen. It'll be 3rd down and 9.
Very strange, Charlie. I know this is a funny thought, but this could be 4-down territory considering the fact that Berger has not been very effective as a field goal kicker. They might be thinking here, the offensive cognoscenti of Colorado, they've got 2 plays here to make 10 yards because of 47-yarders.
Here is the option on the pitch outside to James Hill. And he will go to the 21-yard line. It's going to be 4th down and still 2.5 to 3 yards to go for the first down.
But take a look at the middle of the field now, Charlie. This is where all the dirt is.
Duke Tobin is the holder. This is from the 29-yard line, an attempt of 39 yards on some very dicey footing.
And that shot gives you an idea of what Berger has to deal with. Even though this is down the middle, the footing is very unsure.
Good snap, good hold. He's got this one. Berger hits from 39 yards away. And Colorado pulls within 2 of Syracuse as the Orangemen now lead it 12-10 with 3:10 left to go in the 3rd.
Take a look at the dirt. Look at all the chunks out of there. Good job by Tobin putting the ball down. Look at that left foot. Look at the slide. He actually falls down after getting the kick off, but afterwards doesn't matter. He got it through, and he's very happy with himself.
All right, now let's go down to the sideline and Beasley Reed.
Thanks, Charlie and Todd. And while you are working hard, I'm here having a conversation with Olympic gold medalist Kristi Yamaguchi. And Kristi, Grand Marshal of the big parade. What was that experience like?
Oh, it was great. The streets are lined and beautiful weather, so I had a good time.
Okay, now what's on the schedule for you now? What have you been doing since Barcelona?
Well, I recently turned professional, and I did 2 professional competitions in December, and now I just started a nationwide tour called Discover Card Stars on Ice, and that'll go for about 3 months.
Now, of course, I'm at Albertville. Thank you for not correcting me. and that'll go for a few more months?
Yes, we just started, and well, I'll be coming back to Phoenix, and I'll be going throughout the U.S.
Okay, now, do you have a favorite team out here?
Well, we were sitting with Rocket Ismail, Kadri's brother, and we also have some Colorado fans sitting with us, so I try to stay neutral.
Perfectly done. Thank you very much. Charlie?
We come back with a kickoff taken at the 1-yard line by Kadri Ismail. He turns on the burners and is out to the 27-yard line. Ismail, we haven't heard that much from him. When we talked to him the other day, he reminded us that he is an honorary member of the Syracuse band, because what happened in the 4th quarter of their ball game against Temple, kind of a blowout. He had his shoulder pads off, his jersey off, his helmet off. He went over and he led the band, and he got a big cheer. Coaches didn't like it. Band members made him an honorary member, gave him a T-shirt.
Well, he's one of the more gregarious people. One of the more gregarious people that we've met in our travels, Charlie. Very animated. He certainly understands the media process. He's got all the right answers. He's a charmer.
First down for the Orangemen for their own 27-yard line. Here's the option and the reverse off of the option and a block. And around the corner is Shelby Hill. And as you saw, he was trying to put on the brakes and stop and cut back. And the footing simply wasn't there. He picks up 19 yards on the play. First down.
Looks like the standard option, but here comes Shelby Hill. He's going to be coming from the other side completely here. He's going to come all the way around. And nobody sees it. Very well executed by Syracuse. Backside pursuit here by Colorado. Hill actually runs himself out of bounds right there, or else he would have had a few more yards.
Great shot from Snoopy at the MetLife blimp looking down. And a first down for Syracuse. And here is the option, and the straight option this time to Richardson to the 50, 45, 40, 35, trip, and is brought down. Ronnie Bradford saved the touchdown. 31 yards on the play.
Marvin Graves is doing an outstanding job of executing the option, but look at the blocking, too. There are white shirts on all the black shirts. Look downfield. Look at the receivers and look at the black shirts. There's nobody there. A missed tackle here, and if Bradford doesn't trip him up, right there at the end, he goes the distance. Well-executed option on the part of the Syracuse Orangemen all day long.
And now the 28-yard line of Colorado, first down.
Come on, Al! Come on, Al!
Al Wooten is the ball carrier.
Here's the option again. Once again, the blocking. One man there. Woolfolk pushes in on Graves, and there's nobody left. The receiver's downfield doing a good job. Figures misses a tackle. Missed in the middle here. And Bradford just barely, because I don't think that Greg Beecher is going to catch.
Richardson, no.
Correct. Richardson from behind. That's just not going to happen.
So it is second down and 2 minutes left to go, third quarter. Syracuse leading by 2, 12-10. They're on the move. Gedney changes the strength of the formation. They go to a full house backfield. Incomplete to Shelby Hill.
That's the reason right there. That particular play is one of the reasons why Dion figures to be a #1 pick. Option has been run all day long. They put in the backfield. They got Kadri Ismail. Everyone is thinking that they're going to go to him. Figures is not fooled at all. They run the comeback. Figures all over the receiver, and Graves has to throw it out of bounds.
When you ask you about who would he like to model his career after, he said, I'm a Raider fan. Always been a Raider fan. I like Mike Haynes.
Well, there are a lot of arguments as to who the greatest cornerback of all time was, and that guy is certainly in the top 3 or 4. Haynes was outstanding.
From the shotgun. It's open. To the 20, the 15, cuts back at the 10. He'll score. Marvelous Marvin Graves from 27 yards away.
Graves out of the shotgun. Colorado comes with the all-out blitz. They're in man coverage. 7 guys coming. That's Davis, the strong safety. Once Graves breaks containment, there's nobody there, and the only man he has to beat is Figures, who makes the dive, but that's just too late.
And now with the score 18-10, Biscup will attempt the extra point out of the hold of Kevin Mason, and it is good. A 73-yard touchdown drive in 5 plays for the Orangemen of Syracuse. 1:33 time remaining in the third. Syracuse up by 9.
Here you're going to see everyone here is going to be coming. Everyone is coming. It's an all-out blitz, and they have man coverage. As soon as Graves is able to break contain here, everyone with their backs turned enables him to just waltz in for the touchdown. This is what mobility does for number 5. All the man coverage, and there's nobody left. Arms outstretched. Yes. Playing well enough for a Heisman thought. What do you think, Charlie?
Good start. Good start.
Well, the things that he's doing today that a lot of times don't show up in the statistics. At the end of the day today, of course, Marvin Graves is not going to have 300 yards passing. But the job that he has done running the option game, of course, the touchdown run just there. Times like the last play when he threw the ball out of bounds instead of forcing it in where Figures could have picked it off. He's played a very heady game up to this point, even though the statistics might not reveal it.
So now with 1:33 left to go in the third, Pat O'Neill will be kicking off to T.J. Cunningham, the freshman from Aurora, Colorado. He may return this one, and he does, right from the goal line to the 10, 15, about the 17-yard line. He'll have 17 yards on the return. And what a gorgeous, oh, isn't that beautiful? Oh, just share this moment with us. This is the scene from the MetLife blimp. It travels more than 60,000 miles a year to cover sporting events and television specials around the United States. They're going to spot the ball at the 18-yard line, Colorado in their own territory. The weather here, gorgeous in Syracuse and in Buffalo. 19 in Syracuse. Hi, guys. Boulder, 28, and skiing in Boulder.
No wonder they sold out. Everybody wanted to come to this thing in this
I
weather.
don't blame him. James Hill around the corner, across the 30. He's to the 40. One man to stop him. He needs a block. He doesn't get it. He puts a fake. He cuts back. He'll be caught at the 21-yard line. Bryce Bevel saves the touchdown. Would not be blocked. Refused to be blocked. He caused the traffic jam. 61 yards on the play for James Hill.
I guess both defensive coordinators took the day off in terms of the options, saying, oh, no, they're not going to be running this. Take a look at the blocking downfield by the wide receivers, also of Colorado, enabling him to get open. But as you mentioned, not to be denied was Bryce Bevel, who cuts back and is able to make the tackle and prevent the touchdown for Colorado.
So suddenly, Colorado deep in Syracuse territory. The ball on the 21-yard line, first down.
And that's an interesting stat right there. Remember earlier in the game, we had rushing yards for Colorado 2. Now they have a guy with a 100-yard game working.
Little play action fake, and the throw. In zone, it is caught. No. They say that Westbrook does not get a foot down in bounds.
He's not so sure. He thought he was able to drag that right foot, the heel on the black part of the end zone. Cordell Stewart with the misdirection play, and what an arm he has. Throws this off the right arm. Short corner route is what this is called. Watch as the ball gets in. Take a look at either foot. The left foot is, there's the, oh, that's a touchdown.
He got it. Should have been a touchdown.
That's too bad.
He gets the right foot down.
When I say too bad, I'm not saying for or against Colorado or Syracuse. It's just a shame when something like this happens. Now you can hear the reaction of the audience who knows that, yes, indeed, that was a touchdown.
When you make the play, you want the youngster to get it. Well, they bring it back to the 21-yard line. Stewart reaching out. Will spot it at the 17. It's going to be third down and 6. Ernie Brown with a tackle. Let's go back to the touchdown that was not to be.
Well, just watch the right foot. Here's the right foot that's going to come down right there. Clearly, that's in bounds. And, of course, those of you who are familiar with college football know it only requires one. Right out here. Where's that right foot? Right there.
Third down and 5. The ball at the 16-yard line. This one is complete, reaching into the end zone. Touchdown. Charles Johnson. Johnson, 16 yards. And the extra point, and he pulls it, and it's no good. He hooks it left.
Charlie, that is a huge miss.
Yes, the margin remains 3.
Huge miss. And you can see the reaction. Look at the eyes on the part of Coach McCartney. He can't believe it. A lot of big third down plays in the part of Colorado. You see Berger smiling. Just a slant route here by Johnson. Cuts to the inside of Joseph. Look at the ball right there. Is he down? He's clearly down at about the 3-yard line. But they give it to him. Take a look at the arm strength of Stewart. 3-step drop. Just guns it in there to Johnson. A little bit of a makeup. On the part of the official. The same official who had called the play before, not a touchdown.
The officials take it away, and they give it back.
Give it.
They give it. That's right. The score is Syracuse 19, Colorado 16, with 14 seconds left to go in the third. And the Buffaloes on that drive, 82 yards in 4 quick plays.
We get a chance to take a look at Johnson bugging for the camera just a little bit. Hey, come on, don't distract me. Yeah, sure.
A young man with 57 receptions for 1,149 yards during the season. And in indoor track, 400 meters, he has run a 49.41.
You know, this man today who has had all sorts of triple duty, kicking off, punting, and place kicking, the normal kicker, Pat Lotto, is out here for academic reasons, and I'm sure that Colorado certainly wishes they had him today.
Ismael on the reverse. And up the sideline.
There's nobody left.
Kirby Dardar. You gotta love it. A total of 100 yards.
What a great call by Syracuse. The momentum, it feels like it's shifted. Here comes Ismael. It's actually red here, but it's missed. Now watch coming back. You'll see the wall is set up and there's nobody left. That's it. Nobody's left. There's Berger. Attempt there by Mitchell, the fastest player, but that's just too much to ask. Dardar is able to run it in 100 yards. Wow.
He did the same thing in the Florida game. He does this one on the last play of the third quarter. Here's the extra point attempt. This one is good. John Viska. And with that play, that is the end of the third quarter. We'll be back after these messages from your local station.
She's rich and spoiled, but she can't hide from her biggest fear, a bad hair day. All new Powers That Be, NBC Saturday.
Why did the Oscar-winning director of Rain Man, Diner, The Natural, Good Morning Vietnam, and Bugsy decide his next story could only be told on television? Find out after the Super Bowl. Barry Levinson's Homicide on NBC. Just wait till you see it.
With U.S. West Cellular, what you're really buying is time.
I need more company time.
I need more family time.
Bob, more time. On the double.
Between the hospital and the clinic, I'm running out of time.
Take 2 of these and call us in the morning.
Oh, thanks.
Got 5 projects, 9 more crews, permits to file.
In fact, of all the business tools that can help you buy more time, this one's the biggest.
Everything is for you. Thank you.
U.S. West Cellular, making the most of your time.
If you're ready for a great value, we've got news for you. When you get the Sunday Rocky Mountain News for 13 weeks, we'll give you the rest of the week, all 6 days, absolutely free. That means 6 days of the best columnists, free. 6 days of the best sports coverage, free. 6 days of Denver and Colorado's best-selling newspaper, free. It's the best deal around, but we've got more news for you. It won't last long. Call 892-NEWS today.
Oh, sure, it's wonderful in the showroom, and sure, it handles fine on a sunny day, but tell me how it'll do in the rain, or even better, snow. Tell me it offers all-wheel drive traction like a Subaru, so I don't have to drive behind a snowplow. Don't tell me about Eurostyling. Tell me most models offer anti-lock brakes like a Subaru, so if I hit something slick, I can stop better, stop surer. Tell me, I have the money, and I want to know what to drive.
See your Subaru dealer for year-end savings on what to drive in Colorado.
Call 1-800-458-KIDS for Kids with Courage.
Kirby David Dardar of Morgan City, Louisiana. Of course, the hometown of former SU basketball star Dave Johnson. 100-yard kickoff return, tying the IBM OSU2 Fiesta Bowl record. The longest return in the history of this game.
Now, do you remember at the beginning of the game I said to you, I hope this guy does something just so you have to say his name?
Oh, yes, you did.
I'm looking over at our Syracuse guy, and he's nodding, saying yes, just so you can say that name. Kirby Dardar. Well, that was a fairly exciting set of plays back-to-back, wasn't it?
Exciting third quarter. You know, we went into the third quarter, Colorado leading 7-6. We come out of the third quarter with Syracuse leading 26-16.
Ismael has animated his Dardar over that one with the fake handoff and everything else.
Remember, we asked Israel what color jersey they're wearing. He said, we're wearing white. We've never lost a bowl game in white, and I look good in white. Eric Mitchell downs it in the end zone for the touchback. Let's go back to the touchdown.
Dardar is able to go the distance, but they got away with one. A definite clip here you're going to see right to the screen. Watch number 7 is going to come into your screen right here. Number 51 hits him right in the back. That's one that's a clear clip that they get away with. That is Matt Rico is the one who clipped Dalton Simmons. And here right at the end of the run, you're going to see the pursuit. Right here at the end, there's another clip right in the back. On the backside there. But he can get away with it. It's not a penalty.
He wants to throw it. Lamont Warren.
An ill-conceived halfback pass. You can certainly argue that that might have been intentional ground. He's just trying to get rid of that one.
But he threw it so poorly it was hard to tell. A total of 19 points have been scored in the last 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Syracuse leading by 10, 26-16. We're 5 seconds deep into the fourth period. Here's a look at the scoring by quarters with the fourth still to come. And it is second down and 10 at the 20-yard line. Cordell Stewart, the quarterback. The quick out to Westbrook. And I would think that would be something they can capitalize on more and more.
Well, I was about to say, I'm surprised they haven't done that sooner than as opposed in the fourth quarter. We mentioned it throughout the game. There's a lot of strong safety coverage and some people on him that look like a mismatch. But up to this point, I think that's what his fourth catch. For a guy that's averaging 7 a ball game, that's not utilizing your best weapon.
Third down and 5 at the 25-yard line. Johnson goes to the far side. Westbrook comes to the near side. Along with Ray Carew. Good protection. And it is a catch at the 37-yard line. It'll be 13 yards on the play. Charles Johnson with the reception.
Once again, gun for an arm on the part of Stewart with the comeback route. Take a look at his feet. Do his feet get down? Does he have the catch? Oh, no. No, he doesn't have control of the ball. Syracuse guys, the 1 foot is down, but he doesn't have control until just then. You just saw the ball hit the ground. The officials missed that one completely. What happens is the officials are looking at his feet. They're not looking at the ball. Watch where the ball hits. That's on the ground. It comes back. Oh, boy. What a gift for Colorado.
And a first down at the Buffalo's 38-yard line. Let's put the motion, man. They go back to the running game. Lamont Warren. And he has 2 yards to the 40. It'll be second down and 8.
Certainly the officials aren't perfect, but what happens here is both officials are running. They're looking at the feet. They want to see where the feet is. They completely missed that, and lucky for Johnson, the ball bounces up into his chest. And so as they're running to the sidelines looking at his feet, they completely missed the fact that the ball was not caught.
Second down and 8 at the 40. George Campbell's right. He's got room. He's got the first down, and he goes out of bounds. Mark it at the 41-yard line of Syracuse. A pickup of 19 yards on the play and the first down.
You know, when you look at the speed of Cordell Stewart, you wonder, he was an option quarterback down in New Orleans. You wonder if they wouldn't have more plays for him specifically as they do for Graves. Look at the speed here. I mean, the angle is about, there's a 10-yard angle there on the part of number 49, Dan Conley, and he almost outran it. Take a look at Westbrook. Once he knows that he's running, pow. Oh, that was close. That, too, could have been considered a clip. Almost didn't get his head around in front.
First down for Colorado. Little play action fake. Biding some time, going deep. And it is intercepted in the end zone. Tony Jones with the interception in the end zone. Third time that Stewart has been intercepted in the ballgame. We've got a timeout. We'll be back to the IBM OS2 Fiesta Bowl.
Introducing Ford Taurus SHO and the Craving. If you've had a
Johnson goes across in motion. The give is to the first back, David Walker. Kerry Hicks is waiting for him. Let's go back now to the interception.
Now, this is a forced throw on the part of Cordell Stewart. He just throws it up for grabs, and Jones is playing center field. It's easy money. As you mentioned earlier, Charlie, that's the third interception of the game. They had 24 heading into this game. The secondary was very opportunistic, and when they have those opportunities to make the catches, they don't miss.
Second and 4. The pitch is to David Walker, and he's going to pick up the first down. Greg Biekert with the tackle. Here's a program note on Sunday. Be with us here on NBC Sports. Warren Moon and the Houston Oilers against the cold of Buffalo. Is it sunny? Warm? Not. However, it's supposed to be clear and 20 degrees on Sunday. Houston and Buffalo, the AFC wildcard game. That should be another great confrontation between these two teams.
Interesting to see how Buffalo is going to bounce back from a week ago they were manhandled by the Oilers in the Astrodome. But then again, Rich Stadium is not the Astrodome.
Yeah. First down, Syracuse. Give us to the second back. Does not fool anybody. David Walker is brought down. Ron Woolfolk leading the Buffaloes.
Syracuse trying to take some time off the clock, but they have to be concerned here that they not play offense defensively.
That is the time remaining in the ball game. Syracuse led at the end of the first quarter 3-0. Colorado led at halftime 7-6. And then Syracuse outscoring Buffalo in the third quarter at the end of 3, 26-16. That is the current score, with the Orangemen leading Colorado. Second down and 10. Woolfolk was not fooled. And that is the fourth sack for the Buffaloes.
Totally unfooled by the misdirection. Woolfolk stays at home is the terminology. Watch this. He does not pursue the play. Stays right there, and he's right in Graves' face for a big loss. Another product of Detroit, Michigan, like Michael Westbrook. Woolfolk, as I mentioned there, you can see it 13.5 sacks in 92. 2 today.
Third down and 19. Here is the option to the near side, David Walker. And he will be back to the original line of scrimmage. It will be fourth down, and Pat O'Neill will be kicking. Steve Rosga with the stop for Colorado.
This is certainly not what Syracuse wanted here after the turnover. They wanted to do something, knock off a couple of first downs, take some time off the clock. Instead, they go 3 and out and actually go backwards, and the figures can get a reasonable return in Colorado with about 10 minutes left with the clock running. Still in this ball game. Oh, what a kick.
Oh, great kick. Figures who can run a 4.43. Cuts back. Slips a tackle. Couple of nice moves. Good return. We've got a timeout. 9:48 left to go. Syracuse by 2.
A New Year's resolution from Arizona. This year, we resolved to provide over 300 days of sunshine to provide breathtaking scenery, recreation, and cultural activities for all our visitors. And finally, we've resolved that people who live here have such a good time living that they don't even mind working. Happy New Year from Arizona and America's premier desert communities. For more information, make a resolution to call us at 1-800-842-8257.
Why settle for average protection against razor irritation when Edge gives you the best? Edge Gel. Ultimate closeness, ultimate comfort. That's the Edge. Seems that some boys just don't know how to play nice.
So you wanna play tough?
Introducing the bold new Ford Ranger.
You say you wanna play mean? Well, if you're gonna play tough, Ford got the right machine, yeah.
With this brand new body, Ranger's just not playing fair.
The best never rests. Ford's got a new machine.
I had an awful cold. He said Drixoral.
For 10 years, pharmacists have recommended one cold medicine the most.
I could barely breathe. He said Drixoral.
12-hour-long prescription-strong Drixoral.
I don't know what to take.
Take it from your pharmacist. Take Drixoral.
Start saving $300 a month when you're 23, and you could retire a millionaire. Start at 30, and you might reach 600,000. At 40, about 200,000. Which is why you need Prudential's Financial Assessment Program. A personalized computer analysis of where you are, where you want to go, and how we can help. Because nobody plans to fail. They just fail to plan. Call Prudential Insurance now.
Jean-Claude Van Damme takes no prisoners.
There's no room.
In a world television breakout, Jean-Claude Van Damme is Lionheart, NBC Sunday.
Colorado first down, their own 34-yard line, trailing by 10. Tipped incomplete. I believe it was Ed Hobson who got a hand on it. It'll be 2nd and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Deon Figures, the man who just ran back that punt. Take a look at this unique angle that we have for you. Take a look at the ball in the spiral. Isn't this great? Actually looks like a satellite coming down. Figures makes the catch on about the 13th. Take a look at the sweet feet number 2 has. Point, 1 miss, 2 miss, 3 miss. Yeah, he will be 7 figures, all right.
2nd down and 10, 34-yard line. Colorado in their own territory. Doing a quarterback draw. Straight shot up the middle. Makes a cut at the 40. Stretches out to the 43-yard line. He'll be about a yard, maybe a little more, short of the first down. Call it 3rd down and 1.
One thing that happened in the second half, he must have got it stepped on. Take a look at the left hand of Cordell Stewart. That looks almost like a boxing glove. Those are the kind of gloves that offensive linemen wear to protect their knuckles. Especially having some pain in that hand. You recall, those of you that watch professional football, that Randall Cunningham a lot of times has a tack-a-fied glove in his left hand, but that's one of those boxing-type gloves that Stewart has to protect his hands. He must have something sore there.
Colorado changing the strength of the formation. Knocked away. James Spencer makes the play.
They got to go for it here, though, Charlie. I don't like that call. At the end of the first half, you know, that was great going for all the marbles, but now 3rd and 1, you got to figure now you put yourself in a position to have just one play, and McCartney wants to talk it over.
And we have a report on Cordell Stewart that he broke his wrist in the Missouri game, and that's the reason he has been wearing that glove. We've got a defense.
3.5 quarters is taken to get here.
And we had some jumping and contact and flags.
When Westbrook went in motion, he can go in motion. All he has to do is move backwards because he's a back. And so as soon as he moved, that precipitated the jumping.
Before the snap, offside, defense. First down, Colorado.
Watch 2 timeouts, a 2-back set, a man in motion, and you get the 5 yards.
Watch number 81. As soon as he moves, that makes everybody else jump it. And that's what McCartney called. We saw him talking with Westbrook face-to-face, and I thought they were talking about a passing route, but that's what they wanted. He knew it.
And he picks up the first down. At the Colorado 48-yard line, that is only Syracuse's 2nd penalty in the ballgame. Stewart gives to Lamont Warren. 47-yard line. Conley with the tackle. The ball at the Syracuse 47.
You see the clock in the bottom right of your corner. No, Colorado doesn't necessarily have to run a hurry-up offense, but they can't afford the luxury of using all 25, 30 seconds here. They need to get the play in a little bit sooner. and get down the field.
Stewart on the option. And he keeps spins. And he's going to go to about the 45-yard line. Glenn Young making the tackle for the Orangemen. It'll be 3rd and 3.
Needing to protect the ball. Take a look. He's a little bit deeper. Watch number 10, how he handles the ball. Needs to tuck that underneath. Somebody strips his arm right there. That's going to go out, but he holds on to the ball. Now 3rd and 3.
Warren moves outside. 4 wide receivers. Now Westbrook comes back in motion, stays in the block. And they come back and throw to Warren on the far side and pick up the first down. So spot the ball at the 39-yard line and a first down.
Just a hook route. They protect. Really a one-man pattern. They get Warren the ball down on his knees.
And a first down at the 39-yard line. They go back to the ground. Warren jumps outside. Almost breaks one. Has 4 to the 35. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Little misdirection. Counter tray. Here comes the guards in and out. But Warren now has to cut back. He actually makes a couple of people miss. 2 or 3 people right there. Well, that's good hand strength there on the part of Young, getting him down. 200-pound sophomore from Inglewood, California, led the Buffs with over 500 yards rushing this season.
So at the Syracuse 35-yard line, 2nd down and 6. Little pump fake. Diving for the ball is Tony Jones.
This is a bad throw again by Stewart. He's trying to get the out and up fake. You see him pump, and then he throws right down the middle, and Jones dives and almost comes up with a fabulous catch. See the ball hitting the ground right there. The official right on top of it.
Couldn't hang on to it. So it'll be 3rd down and 6 at the 35.
It's amazing. Stewart can just make some absolutely terrific throws like the one he made to Westbrook, and then one like that, which is just nowhere near anybody.
He likes to pattern himself after Randall Cunningham, he told us. Now he scrambles to the outside, and he throws, and the pass is complete to Westbrook down the sideline.
Flag is down, though.
Flag dropped back at the 45-yard line. Be 20 yards if it stands. And they'll bring it back.
Illegal shift. Offense, 5 yards. Still 3rd down.
That's a big play. It's hard to tell where that shift came from, but that's one that's going to cost them. 3rd down had been something that Syracuse has been very successful, or Colorado rather, been very successful upon. Costly penalty because that put them in excellent field position. Now 3rd and 11.
At the 40-yard line. Johnson goes across in motion. Stewart has pressure, gets inside on the handoff. And Warren is dropped immediately by Hawkins. There's a flag on the play.
Well, this is against Colorado. They're certainly going to refuse it. You really have to question that call. I know the theory behind it, of course, is that they're going to try and surprise them with the trap, thinking they're going to throw the ball upfield, but you don't give yourself any chance at all if even one guy can get a hand on the ball carrier. Now, certainly Syracuse is going to refuse this unless it was unless it was dead ball.
Illegal formation. Only 6 men on the line. Offense. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
So with the ball now at the 41-yard line, it'll be 4th down and 12. 6:15 and counting. Time remaining in the game. 4th and 12. Colorado trailing by 10. They go for it. underneath the hook and lateral. It'll be the first down.
Charlie, I love it. You know what's funny about this? Is here they come up 3rd and 12, and what do? They hand to the fullback and look like the dullest team on the planet. Now what do? They get the ball to the tight end. You think, oh, no, that's not good enough. That's not going to be a first down. Oh, goodness, look at this. Shades of Duriel Harris to Tony Nathan circa 1981. Great play by Colorado.
And the ball at the Syracuse 15-yard line, first down. Twice in this drive, the Buffaloes have faced fourth down. Here's Stewart on the option. To Warren. He stops. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. The Syracuse defense has been tough. They really have played well. It'll be second down and 10.
Dwayne Joseph down on the ground, but I think he's okay. They took the timeout. Now he's going to have to go out for a play. It's just that the play calling of Colorado has been so curious. You know, sometimes you say, oh, my gosh, what are you doing? And then other times it looks like you're a genius. There's no consistency to it, though, I will say that. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that we might want to mention this is the first year of Colorado in their 3 wide receiver set. You recall that McCartney, when he came here, had a number of different variations, went with the wishbone in 85, and then just this last year decided, well, we're going from a running attack to a throwing attack. And
They're last year, right before their bowl game. Stewart right side, pass is complete. It is Westbrook. His progress to the 6-yard line.
Boy, he is strong. He's just going to go out in the flat. He's the slot receiver. Johnson cuts to the inside to take the man away from him. They get him the ball. Now watch how many people it takes to get him down. Not the first man, not the second man. 2, 3, about 4 bodies have to come in and pile on top of Westbrook. Great point here for the quarterback draw.
Phillips is in as the lead blocker. He lays the block and opens the hole. Boulevard Warren, who scores from 6 yards out.
You saw Coach McCartney there put up his one finger to go for 1. I wonder at this point if maybe they should go for 2 for the problems they've had. Only the second time today they've gone with the lead back, and as you mentioned, Charlie, it pays dividends. Warren just waltzes into the end zone. Great job by the front of Colorado.
The extra point is up, and it is hooked, and it is no good.
That's the very point that I was making.
So the margin is 4 points. We'll be back with the kickoff in a moment.
Imagine what it's like to visit Arizona. But what's it like to live in Arizona? Well, you get the idea. Arizona, a great place to visit, an even better place to live. Call 1-800-842-8257 and find out more about Arizona and America's premier desert communities.
At BASF, we help make carpet more colorful, more durable, more valuable for your home team. At BASF, we don't make the carpet, we make it better.
Nicoderm, nicotine transdermal system by prescription only.
I'd heard about the Nicoderm patch, but when it comes to something like that, I only go to one place for advice.
Nicoderm. Ask your doctor about it.
After all, who knows better?
Introducing Ford Taurus SHO and the Craving. If you've had a craving for a truly sophisticated performance sedan, may we suggest our 24-valve, 220 horsepower Taurus SHO, now available with automatic transmission. Think of it as caviar for the power hungry.
Hey, I'm vain. Of course I'm vain. That's why I comb my hair the way I do. I stay in shape the way I do. That's why I use Power Stick.
50% more wetness and odor fighters per stroke. Power Stick by Fabergé. Power that won't let you down.
I told you I was vain.
Tonight, two of the nation's highest-scoring teams meet in a primetime showdown. Quarterback Charlie Ward leads the explosive fourth-ranked Florida State Seminoles against the nation's #1 rushing attack, the Big 8 champion Nebraska Cornhuskers. The Federal Express Orange Bowl. More of the nation's best are on NBC tonight.
We have 4 minutes and 28 seconds of action remaining here at the IBM OS2 Fiesta Bowl. Then we'll be going to Miami and the Federal Express Orange Bowl with number 4 Florida State, number 10 Nebraska. And Syracuse is up looking for the possibility of an onside kick.
Well, this is really foolish, Charlie. There's 4:28 left in the game, and they're going to hurt themselves in the return if they have too many guys within that square. Colorado has a great deal of confidence in their defense. There's no way the Burger's going to kick this onside.
Richardson, normally one of the deep backs, is up at the 35-yard line. Ishmael is back at the 6-yard line.
This could hurt Syracuse some field position here because they're not going to be able to set up the kind of return they would with their normal set.
Ishmael will take it at the 4-yard line. 25, 30, 40. Excellent return for Kadri Ishmael. 38 yards on the kickoff return.
And an especially good kickoff return considering the fact that they're not in a return mode. Colorado does a poor job here of covering the kick. Too many people folding inside, and that enables the missile to cut to the outside and give Syracuse field position at the 45. That's a big play for Syracuse.
4:21 left to go. Syracuse leading by 4, 26-22.
The reason I say a big play besides the obvious is even here if they go 3 and punt, their punt is going to pin Colorado back deep in their own territory and make them go a long distance for a touchdown instead of just a field goal.
Here's David Walker. He cuts to the outside. He's got the first down. Vickers finally takes him out of bounds.
Well, Colorado's thinking and kicking deep has backfired twice. First, Ismael's return, and then a solid defense who has been tough against the run for most of the day. Now Walker does a good job shifting his feet and cutting to a hole that originally wasn't there. Syracuse in good field position.
He picks up 18 yards to the Colorado 37-yard line. First down, Syracuse. Walker again. And he will be stopped at the line of scrimmage. It'll be second down and 10. Chad Brown is the man who made the tackle.
Now Colorado uses one of its timeouts. You see there 87 yards and 1 touchdown. The graphic you saw earlier, 15-0-1 when David Walker rushes for 75 yards. So if that's important for things to come for Syracuse, you'd have to say that's certainly a good one.
Right now it stands firm as Syracuse is out in front of Colorado by a score of 26-22 as we look down at Sun Devil Stadium here in Tempe, Arizona from the MetLife blimp. One of the world's largest airships, 194 feet long, 67 feet high, the tallest Snoopy. They're down at 12. Syracuse wants a timeout. Well, Syracuse stops the clock.
Well, he needs a timeout because whatever the play was called is something he's not familiar with. Clearly, as he was looking at his wrist, he wasn't sure. So rather than take any chances on a big play like this, he comes over to have a chat with the coach. Good decision.
2 minutes and 56 seconds. That is the time remaining here.
Boy, the mistake by Gedney is huge now. 3rd and 1.5, the way that option game was going, you had to figure that that's a sure first down. Now, back-to-back penalties.
They're down at 12.
McCartney having a beef with the officials, and I wonder why. His last 2 calls have certainly gone his way. I don't know what he's upset about.
The attendance here at the IBM OS2 Fiesta Bowl, 70,224. 70,224 here at Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe, Arizona.
They've been treated to a very interesting contest, somewhat dull in the first half, but they definitely lit it up here in the second. A lot of big plays, reverse kickoff return for a touchdown, option runs of 50, 60 yards. Great throws, great catches. It's been a good contest.
Syracuse with 1 timeout remaining. Colorado with 1 timeout remaining.
You know, Ash, you want to have a little, well, I'll wait till after this play. And I'm interested in your opinion on bowl games versus a playoff after this play.
Third down and 12. Incomplete at the 25-yard line. It will be 4th down and 12 at the 39-yard line.
Graves took a shot here in the pocket. Actually, this is pretty decent interesting stance here by the offensive line of Syracuse. The hands come right out. Take a look at the shot he takes right after he delivers the ball. Bang! Took one right in the ribs, a little bit short for Kerry. Farrell could not come up with it. Now that's going to force a punt.
So Pat O'Neill will be kicking to the left corner. Deion Figures, possible return man. He's just going to hang it up.
Great kick. Great punt.
Away the fair catch. Is going to be down at the punt.
O'Neill hanging that up. That's the only choice he had, because if he fair catches it on about the 8-yard line anyway. O'Neill did an outstanding job, and the special teams of Syracuse right down on top of it. Figures does the right thing. Take a chance that it's going to bounce in. But there's Dardar, the big hero, the 100-yard kickoff return man, proving that he can play both sides of the special teams, downing it on the 5-yard line.
And still to come here on NBC, the Federal Express Orange Bowl with number 4 Florida State, number 10 Nebraska. Don Criqui, Bob Trumpy, and John Dockery will have all that coverage for you, plus the pageantry of the halftime in the Orange Bowl. And now Colorado 95 yards away, running out of time. It is incomplete. Charles Johnson had a hand on it, couldn't pull it down. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Buffaloes at their own 5-yard line. 2:37 time remaining.
Well, actually, he had 2 hands on it. That was a good job by Stewart, delivering the ball right on the hands of Johnson. Johnson coming back to the ball, delivered at a pretty good speed, but Nine knows that he could have had this one. He gets distracted just a little bit by Bryce Bevel, who gets his hand in the way. That took his concentration away just enough for him to drop the ball.
Cordell Stewart, the cornerback of Colorado, was heavily recruited by Syracuse, and now he ends up opposing them. It is incomplete. Westbrook almost intercepted on the carom off of the hands of Michael Westbrook. And that would have cinched it for the Orangemen.
Well, Stewart's got to get some help. Earlier in the game, he was making some bad throws. Now, guys can't seem to come up with a ball for him. Westbrook just on the short out. Ball hits him in the arms. He's got to catch that one. Good thing he reached his right hand back, or else you're right, Charlie. That would have been an interception.
Or Bevel would have scored.
Very catchable ball.
Stewart, 15 of 39, 197 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, just over 2.5 to go. And it's 3rd down and 10 from the end zone. Over the middle, the pass is complete to Sean Embry. He stretches out, reaching across the 15. Let's see where they give him the mark.
Charlie, he's going to be a little bit short, but it might give them a chance to go back in the huddle and huddle up and call a play as opposed to being on top of it, because now they'll have to get a measurement. Now, if Stewart is smart, he'll sprint over to the sidelines and get the idea of whatever it is the coach wants, because they have a measurement. Right now, number 10 should be on the sidelines talking to him.
The coach sending Scott Phillips in with the play.
Well, I know, but given the time of how long this is taking, Stewart could run over right now and be talking with him.
Well, that was got the first down.
That's surprising. I thought that was very generous. It looked to me like that reach was not enough, but they gave it to him. Not unlike the reach that Johnson had to get that touchdown earlier, which is kind of a gift.
Just across the 15-yard line. First down for the Buffaloes. 2:12 and counting. Time remaining. Syracuse leading by 4. a very sloppy reverse that is going to lose all kinds of precious yardage as Charles Johnson ended up with the ball.
Not only precious yardage, Charlie, but the clock continues to run because they stayed in bounds. That was
Back at the 6-yard line, it'll be 2nd down and 19.
Second and 20 at the 6.
And Colorado takes the timeout, and again, they waste some very precious seconds.
Time management has not been the strong suit of Colorado. You remember the end of the first half when they went from about 1:10 to 20 seconds and only got off one play. Now they have a 9-yard loss. Costs them about 30 seconds, not just with the play, but with their inability to make a decision. And now, as you see by that graphic, that's it. They have no more timeouts remaining. Of course, the difference in college football is once they get a first down, the clock does stop, as opposed to professional football. So conceivably, we've still got a shot at it. You never know.
It's been an interesting afternoon. They've had a little bit of everything.
We have. Very strange. Not your usual football game by any stretch of the imagination.
No, but a lot of fun. A great way to start the new year.
The question I wanted to ask you earlier, because we got interrupted by Syracuse and the punt and everything else, was the fact that there are 23 bowl games, and so there are 23 winners.
Yeah.
You know, you and I had talked about this earlier with the national championship playoff kind of thing. There's only one guy that ends the season as a winner. I like the bowl thing, and I like this. This is fun.
I do too. Let's go down to Beasley. Beasley?
Hey, Charlie, I just listened in on Coach McCartney with his team, and he gave them 2 plays at one time. Now, I don't know if they plan to run them back-to-back in a hurry-up offense style, but they are in the huddle right now with 2 plays in hand. Back to you.
Well, with 1:26 left to go, they better.
Yeah. Maybe you should have given them 3 or 4.
Be very optimistic. Give them 5. And then go for the 2 points. You know, that's the way you finish it up the sequence. All right, it's 2nd down and 19. From the end zone, going deep and just throwing it away. He was running out of time. It'll be 3rd down and 19. Westbrook, the intended receiver. James Spencer was applying the pressure. And don't forget, the Federal Express Orange Bowl still to come. You're on Bowl Day 1993 as we start the new year swinging across the nation. Some of the great college teams.
A lot of people at this point still feel like that maybe Florida State is the best team. The unnamed champion, as it were.
And all outlets and a quick screen right side to the hot receiver, Westbrook. And they'll have to hurry up. It'll be 4th down with the clock moving.
And a big play made by defensive captain Glenn Young to make that tackle. That was actually the defense that came was ideal for what Colorado had called, but Young able to make the tackle. Now forcing, as you mentioned, 4th and 10.
At the 15-yard line. Colorado out of timeout. And we have whistles and a flag.
Here's another play. Before the snap, full start, offense. Still 4th down.
Well, if Beasley was right, they really did have that number of plays. They were certainly confused on the last one. You could see that Stewart came up to the line, was still looking at his wrist. The receivers were wondering where to set up, and one of the receivers, I believe it was Johnson, was not set, and that's the reason for the penalty.
The ball now at the 10-yard line. 4th down and 16. Clock moving. 30 seconds left to go. The halfback pass. And it is incomplete. And that was 4th down. And so that means that Syracuse will take over in downs, needing only to run out 16 seconds to win it by 4, 26-22. Right now, most of you are going to go to the Orange Bowl. Some of you will stay with us here. But for those that have been with us so long, enjoy the Orange Bowl. For those of you who are here, we'll wrap this one up.
This week on Saturday Night Live, ring in the new year with Hammer.
The time and too legit to quit on Saturday Night Live.
Mazda is celebrating 5 consecutive years of record car sales during the year-end clearance. These might be your Mazda dealer's best deals ever. And now you can be a part of it with exciting savings up to $1,000, affordable lease plans, and special incentives that can save you even more. But after January 5th, it's over. So come see why Mazda's on the move now.
Mazda, it just feels right.
There are people in New York who rarely see a play on Broadway. People in Jamaica who go to the beach about once a year. Folks in Paris who've never taken the time to see the original Mona Lisa. And people in Denver who hardly ever ski steamboat. But you wouldn't be one of those kind of people, would you?
When it's over, it's over. Finished, gone, out of here. After January 5th, the best deals ever on Ford Taurus are history. Past tense etched in stone. We're talking a Taurus lease for $249 a month for 24 months. Or get $400 cash back, plus qualify for an additional $1,000. That's $1,400, but hurry, because after January 5th, these offers go bye-bye. Ciao, see ya. So, in other words, get to your Ford dealer on the double, ASAP, pronto.
Larry Green and Double Doppler, keeping you 2 steps ahead of the storm.
And Happy New Year from South Florida, the Orange Bowl in Miami, home of the 59th Federal Express Orange Bowl in Nebraska.